Hey, Pardon My Take listeners, you can find every episode on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Prime members can listen ad-free on Amazon Music. On today's Pardon My Take, we got two old school friends on the show to talk about the Sweet 16, Elite 8, Stanford Steve with some picks, Coach Tom Crean with some analysis, catch up with him, what his next move might be, some vampire bat talk. We'll talk the QB carousel that doesn't stop, Billy's spreadsheet update, hot seat, cool throne, and guys on chicks. And it's brought to you by our friends at Venmo. Whether it's tickets to the game or wings for your viewing party, pay friends back quickly, easily, and safely with Venmo. I love to use Venmo. It's very easy. You can send money to anyone. I use that hashtag PMT. And guess what? If you do that, you can be eligible for $500 of free money. They're doing something cool with Venmo right now. We're giving out $100,000 to AWLs throughout the tournament. All you have to do is send a payment of any amount, even a penny is fine, include the hashtag PMT in the payment note. You do that, and you can win up to $500 from Venmo for free. It's super, super easy. And when you win the money, screenshot your winnings, post it to Twitter or Instagram, and tag Pardon My Take. We'll be retweeting and reposting all tournament long. Win up to $500 when you include hashtag PMT in Venmo payments throughout basketball season. Again, make sure to post on Instagram or Twitter for us to see. Venmo's a great sponsor. Go download Venmo right now. Best way to have transactions with your friends. You know, you're going to games. Baseball's about to be back. Hey, beer on me. All right, I'll Venmo you later. That's the way to do it with Venmo. Super easy to use. And use that hashtag PMT when you make a transaction in the month of March. And you can win up to $500 for absolutely free. Okay, let's go.
It's Pardon My Take, presented by Barstool Sports.
Welcome to Pardon My Take, presented by Venmo. Go use Venmo. Any transaction right now in the month of March, use the hashtag PMT, and you can get $500 for free, absolutely free from Venmo. Today is Wednesday, March 23rd, and the QB carousel will not stop.
No, we don't know about Baker yet, so we're recording this at 3:23 in the afternoon on Tuesday. Don't know if Baker's going anywhere, but Matt Ryan got shipped from Atlanta to Indianapolis for a third-round pick.
Which I actually like the move. I think Matt Ryan, and I know Colts fans are now in this, purgatory where they keep trying a different quarterback every year. I think the last 4 years have been Jacoby Brissett, Phillip Rivers, Carson Wentz, Matt Ryan. I still think they have a good enough team that, like, Phillip Rivers, remember, that team, they were very close to beating the Bills in that first-round playoff game. Getting into the playoffs is the name of the game. Well, and then rolling the dice.
They should have made the playoffs this year.
Right.
But their defense let them down in that last game at Jacksonville.
Correct. But it's I like the move. I don't know. I know Matt Ryan gets shit on. I think he's an above-average quarterback. He probably doesn't have many years left.
It's great that they have a decent offensive line.
Right.
Because I think you were the first person that I heard say that he's the most sackable quarterback.
He is. His body just absorbs sacks.
Kirk Cousins, I would also add to that list, though, because he has a way of kind of turtling in about himself.
Yes.
Anytime there's a pass rusher 5 yards away from him or closer. But Matt Ryan, I think he's a very good quarterback for the team that they've built in Indianapolis. And he's the most Indiana-looking person maybe ever.
Yes.
So it's perfect. Like, you created a video game character, and you stopped halfway through because you didn't really care how much detail you wanted to put on his face.
He is. He's perfect for Indiana. He's perfect for that team. I also think that a small part of this is the end of 28-3 jokes. Now, they'll always live on, but I saw CBS Sports had a post that tried – it was the moment where I was like, okay, this might be over. The Colts traded the third-round pick, and it's the 82nd pick in the draft. And they're like 3, 8, 2, and then rearranged it 28-3. It's like, all right, it's over.
Numerology. Once you bring math into it,
you can't do that.
You can't do multiplication, division. You can't rearrange. Now, if something lines up 28-3,
right.
I will see on it, and I will 10% chance if it's a tweet, I will click like on it.
Right. If it was the 28th pick in the third round,
yes.
maybe that makes sense. But to say the 82nd pick overall and then doing that, so that and Matt Ryan leaving, that's kind of the end of that era of Falcons.
But I do like how even he was connected to go out to San Francisco, played with Kyle Shanahan in Atlanta. That's when he won his MVP. And I liked imagining him for the 49ers. That was fun for a little bit. But I do think that with what he does and what he does well, it's a good fit for the Colts. It's unfortunately always going to be from now on like this trade is going to be compared to Carson Wentz. And that's just how it's going to look, like 1 third-rounder to 2 third-round picks. And I'm going to have I'm going to have to be prepared to steel myself against that.
That's age. I also want to throw this out there, and I'm wondering what you think. To be a quarterback, never a better time to be a quarterback if you're an elite quarterback. Kind of a shitty time to be a quarterback if you're a yeah but guy. Because you mentioned Baker Mayfield. I think he might go to Seattle, but the seats are slowly filling up. Where like Baker Mayfield, where does he go? Does Jordan Love ever get a starting shot? Like Jimmy G, if he doesn't leave, what happens to Trey Lance? So it's awesome for Deshaun Watson, who gets, $230 million guaranteed? Or Lamar Jackson, who's coming up soon, or Russell Wilson when his contract's up soon. But like that second, third, fourth tier of guys, it feels like they basically get a couple shots, and then it's like, all right, we're moving on.
This realignment to me also feels like when the West, for the first time in a long time, got really good in the NBA.
Yeah.
You know, like, what was that, 15 years ago? Whenever that was, 20 years ago, when the West just became the dominant side of the NBA. This is like the AFC just continues to stack up quarterbacks. If I were an NFL player, I would want to play in the NFC right now. If I'm a quarterback, it's like, send me to the NFC. I've got Aaron Rodgers, who's got, probably a couple more years, and then he's done. Tom Brady, who knows how long he'll be around before he goes to Las Vegas into the AFC. But as far as the NFC goes, it's like wide open. It's wide open.
There was a moment in time yesterday, this was before Jameis re-signed with the Saints, which we're very excited for, and Marcus Mariota signed with the Falcons. But the quarterbacks in Tom Brady's division were Sam Darnold, Josh Rosen, and Taysom Hill.
Yeah.
Like, that's why he came back. There's no mystery behind the fact that Tom Brady looked around the landscape and was like, oh, we're guaranteed to go to the playoffs. Yeah, no matter what.
I'm very glad to see Jameis back with the Saints.
It's going to be great.
It's going to be awesome. I want a full season of Jameis down there and a full season of off-season training videos, which is already way ahead of schedule right now. I don't know if you've seen him moving around on his leg.
Yeah.
He had like one drill where I'm pretty sure his trainer was doing something like throwing golf clubs at him while he was trying to throw a wiffle ball through a hula hoop.
He was also
awesome.
He was the one where he was in like a huge parachute, inflated, trying to run on a treadmill. But I
want Hard Knocks Jameis Winston.
Yeah. Yes, just Jameis. The question, though, so, like, Lamar, again, he's going to get his money. He deserves his money. Russell Wilson will get his money. He deserves his money. But, like, Kyler Murray, I don't know. Because Kyler Murray feels right now in that very close but not there guy. Do you give him all that money?
And would Kyler Murray, like, some team's going to give him some money.
Right.
It's probably going to be a team that's in a very tough position quarterback-wise that is just going to take an absolute shot at him if the Cardinals end up not re-signing him and not extending him. And then I don't think that he's got it. He doesn't strike me as a backup quarterback, like an extended career backup.
No, I agree. And that's the part where it's great to be an elite quarterback, and that's not really saying anything new, but I do think those next guys, like Baker Mayfield, he's going to get another shot starting, but it won't be that long of a shot. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's not going to be – no one's going to probably trade for him and be like, he's our franchise quarterback guaranteed. He's got to kind of prove it again, which is weird to think.
What about the Panthers? The Panthers seem like they're the ones that are like – they're hosting an open house, and every house on the street is closing, and they're just not getting anybody involved at all.
Matt Rule, there's pictures of Matt Rule giving Kenny Pickett the eyes.
Well, there were the eyes. There was also their GM, Scott Fitterer, who called Pickett over when he was doing his pro day so he could look at his hands.
Yep.
And then Ben McAdoo is their offense coordinator and quarterback coach. And Ben McAdoo was like, here, hold this football for me. And then in the video, he's just staring at Kenny Pickett holding the football and just nodding his head like, yeah, oh, that'll do.
That could do it.
That'll do.
His hands grew by 1/8 of an inch.
It did, yeah. He's a grower,
shout
not
out
a
Kenny.
shower.
We love Kenny. We're a big Kenny podcast. Anything else from the NFL free agency? It's been, I feel like I just came up from air from March Madness. I slept like 11 hours on Monday night, and I still am tired.
Yeah. I went to bed super early last night. So on Sunday night after we did the show, I went back to my hotel room, and I couldn't get in on Saturday night. My door lock was broken to my room. Went back on Sunday night, tried to get in again. My door lock was broken a second time. They had to send security up to uninstall and reinstall my door lock. So I just sat down in the lobby for about an hour and a half waiting for them to do that. So I'm basically on E. What's up, Hank?
I'm very much on E.
That's horrible.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it was bad. It was quite. And then basically, like, I had to just tell. I couldn't be. There was nobody there for me to take my frustration out in real time because the security guard was trying to help me, and it's not his fault. The door is locked.
Right.
Everybody was trying to help me. And I couldn't. There was nobody for me to scream at. I need somebody. Billy should have been there.
Yeah, Billy
should have been there.
He had St. Patrick's Day for 5 days.
Yeah. Billy, are we down from the St. Patrick's Day high? From your White History Month excursion?
Yeah, it's over.
Finally a holiday for you.
Needed it.
How much Irish are you?
Around like over half.
Oh, nice.
Over half. That sounds like
over half.
Exactly 50%.
Yeah.
65.
Oh, 65. Damn.
It's not even a fraction.
Yeah.
Billy, what does the Matt Ryan trade to Indianapolis do for Sam Ehlinger stock?
He needs some guidance in his first real starting season, so he'll just be a veteran who helps Sam really get it going.
Oh, okay. So Matt Ryan won't even start.
They're giving. I think they're giving Sam the Aaron Rodgers treatment.
Yeah.
He just needs to sit for 4 years, then he gets in and he'll take over the league.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's a scary time if you need a quarterback and you're a franchise basically telling yourself you're a old quarterback away from being a Super Bowl team.
That's what the formula is now.
Yeah.
Just get an old quarterback
and
plug him in.
I've been sitting on the sidelines watching all this happen, being like, I think Justin Fields is my guy.
What he gets?
I think
he gets his first full offseason in this new system.
Yes, but there's the whole group of fan bases, the Jets with Zach Wilson, the Jags with Trevor Lawrence, like, who are just sitting there and saying, yeah, no, we're good. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think we're good. We're fine. We don't need this. So, and maybe we do. In 2 years, we'll be right back into it. Anything else, Jake? The any big picture tournament things that have come to you since Sunday night?
Not necessarily. There was a cool thread about St. Peter's and just how insane their run
Give it to us.
Is right
I like
now.
cool threads.
Yeah.
Is this about the facilities?
Yes.
This
Give it
is
to us.
Preposterous.
Yeah, just insane. Having some internet issues. Okay, got it.
It's this fucking Pete scumbag.
It's the Russians. That's
Yeah,
what
the
he
Russians.
said.
Yeah, the Russians.
That's what he told me.
It's St. Petersburg.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is from Ryan Patrick Warner. I think he used to be on staff there. Staff for 2 years. Players could not blast music during team lifts because the weight room bordered on classes going on. Not physical education classes. The weight rooms wall literally bordered where Philosophy 101 was taught.
Holy
That's
shit.
awesome. They should actually, Philosophy 101, any philosophy class should also have like a workout facility inside of it.
Yeah. The year after he left, they were supposed to play an ESPNU game against Manhattan, packed with students. Notice boom lift on court during warm-ups and people mopping. Game was canceled due to leak in roof.
Oh, fuck. Okay.
The press conferences were held in a yoga/spin studio downstairs. There was a pool in Yanatelli, which is the name of their facility, I believe, that SPU would rent to any paying customer. A visiting coach walking downstairs post-game would regularly encounter screaming kids in swim gear and random people in towels post-workout.
Holy shit. So Saturday afternoon
at the
in
Y.
February, they're playing a game at noon, and they come down, and there's just kids with pool noodles.
This actually sounds a lot like the Bengals facility right now.
This is
and
incredible.
the Bengals made the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So,
Year of cheap franchises.
Year of the cheapskates. Let's go.
The offices routinely flooded because they're at the top of the facility. A photo of the flooding in the offices.
Okay.
It's crazy. Loyola was supposed to come one year. There was no hot water in the building. Players departed to the facility post-game to board the flight home to Chicago with long faces and no showers.
Okay, that sucks.
Yeah.
That's very stinky
That's
flight.
brutal.
Canisius came once. They arrived to find out the corridor outside the locker rooms flooded due to a burst pipe.
They really have some water issues there, don't they?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then from Iona, my second year at Iona, from someone, during warm-ups at St. Peter's, someone took a jumper, hit the rim, and the rim just fell off the basket. 40-minute delay.
Like a haunted house.
Had to get a new basket.
And this team is in the Sweet
This team
16.
beat Kentucky and is in the same region as North Carolina, UCLA, and Purdue.
Unbelievable.
That's so funny. Like, how embarrassing is that for the person that bricked the shot so hard that they broke the basket?
Yeah, retire.
Yeah, I think you got to quit. I wish that there was video out there of that because I would have so many good things to tweet at Russell Westbrook.
Oh man, he would have cost you.
Yeah, I bet you Russell Westbrook could break a basket with a missed shot.
Yes, absolutely. Well, he doesn't usually hit the actual rim.
Right,
It's more the back.
He would shatter it.
Yeah. All right, and then before we get to Hot Seat Cool Throne, Billy, your spreadsheet update from March Madness.
All right, so the spreadsheet has done a little better than I thought it would, so we're in a good position already.
Okay,
What does that
Hang on,
mean?
it
This-
means how
So
much
you're
is
up-
it lost?
You're up money.
This feels like Billy's trying to sugar us up.
Well,
You didn't give us the projection of what you thought it would be like, so now you can just be like, in retrospect,
better.
I thought I was going to lose 90% of my money. I only lost 89. I'm up big.
well, basically, before the tournament started, we put $1,000 into the original strategy.
Okay.
So then we saved some of that other money for adjustments.
St. Patrick's Day, 5 days of St. Patrick's Day.
That's
bit of-
part of the process.
Yeah, that little,
That's part of the
little bit went to
process.
that, yeah.
So we made 4 new future bets for this new scenario to adjust it. So we put on all the original ones, and then we added 200 on the Kansas future, 150 on a Houston future, 100 on a UCLA future, and 100 on a Purdue future.
Okay.
So we have 500 left
Okay.
that we can use for anything. So with all the bets currently placed, here are the outcomes.
What happens if St. Peter's wins?
That's a bad outcome.
Okay. All right. I figured
that
Okay.
would mean that
We lost everything.
we lost 1,300 of the 2,000.
Okay.
Okay.
But
All
not
right,
all
sorry.
of it.
Yeah, not
But
all
not
of it.
it.
Go ahead.
So if Gonzaga wins, that's going to be down 1,000.
What? Wait,
But-
so if the most likely outcome happens, we've lost half the money.
Right. But
Okay,
in the
that
future,
Wait, let
we
me
mitigate for
explain.
it by putting the 500. That's
Yep.
like the emergency
Yep.
parlay.
That was the emergency parlay on Gonzaga.
Like if like basically we're still far away.
But
from
Gonzaga's going to be
Gonzaga.
a favorite.
Right. But like they could lose.
They could.
I like how Billy,
They
Mark-
absolutely could.
Mark Few. If one of his dogs gets a hold of the game plan,
So
then
here's
it's over.
here's who we're rooting for: Providence, Kansas, Michigan, Houston, Purdue, UCLA, North Carolina.
So not
What's
the
the
one,
most we can make?
not the overall
3
number
of those teams
Yeah.
are all in the same region.
right, and also not the overall number 1 and 2 seeds,
Right.
Arizona and Gonzaga.
But Jake, that also means if they're all in the same region, means that one of them is going to make the Final Four.
True,
It's fair. It's fair.
true.
And
I
that-
think this is going to be a good.
Like, we-
I think Billy actually. Now that I'm thinking about it, Billy has guaranteed the impossible to happen. Gonzaga's going to win a national title.
Philadelphia.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
gonna
he reverse
Gonzaga.
mushed him.
The only way Gonzaga was ever going to win a national title was Billy was going to set up an entire betting strategy based on them not winning the national title.
Billy trying to execute this is like if you took both Lenny and George from Of Mice and Men and rolled them into one character, like the planning of one of them and then the execution of the big lummox.
That's insulting.
Yeah, it
I
was.
read that book.
It
No,
was.
no. So basically, there might be a situation where if like there could be a positive unless these 3 teams win, then we put a parlay on those 3 teams. If to win, it might end up even.
How are you going to parlay though? Again, Gonzaga being a huge favorite.
Right, but I'll just incorporate that with other teams that we don't want to win.
I
Like
lo-
for example, let's say we're in a situation where either if St. Peter's has to play in and we don't want them to win, we parlay St. Peter's winning with Gonzaga winning.
But then St. Peter's loses and Gonzaga wins.
Right.
then you lose.
Then
the
you
parlay.
lose the
But
parlay.
then the person who beat St. Peter's, who we have a positive outcome, might win, and then they go on.
Right, but it feels like we're doing a trap all the way along to Gonzaga winning it all.
Yeah, so basically we really need Gonzaga to lose.
Okay, so what's funny about Billy's proprietary system is that the outcome of it is exactly the same as everybody else during March Madness, which is bet a lot, lose a lot, and then save up some money for a last-second big shot parlay to try to make your way back to even.
I think we're going to end up having Gonzaga minus the points in the title game, and they're not going to cover, and they're going to win.
That's probably it.
Really, the worst situation is if Gonzaga goes like all the way to the championship.
The best team in the country. Yeah, okay.
Again, is
Yeah.
all right.
I have a question, Billy.
Yes.
What is the outcome where we get the richest, and what is that number that we get?
Michigan,
We get
is
$5 each.
1,600.
Wait,
So that'd be 3,600 or
3,600. If Michigan wins, if Providence wins, we're 3,100, including the 2K.
good.
Kansas, if Kansas wins, we're up 300,
Okay.
2,300, and then if Houston wins, 900, 2,800, including what we had before. So there are outcomes that are very feasible where we might walk away from this, be like, okay, this whole thing was just like minus 110 on one game, but
right. That's the part that I always struggle with is like I don't know what I'm rooting for except for Gonzaga to lose.
yeah. But for example, like Gonzaga could get eliminated. A lot of the negative outcomes get eliminated by other negative outcomes.
Okay.
So
Wait, if it's a double, if our two worst nightmares come true at the same time, it's actually good?
yeah.
Okay.
If it's Gonzaga and Arizona in the final, we lose everything.
Yeah.
Is there a way that we would actually lose everything?
Yeah, no,
Like, we're
Gonzaga
talking-
playing Arizona.
In no
We had
situation.
some like $5 money lines.
In no situation do we lose all of the $2,000.
That was the strategy.
What's the
yeah.
worst?
Yes.
What's the worst about?
We've made 700 already, right?
Uh,
Or have won 700.
We'll
like,
reinvested it. What's the
basically.
worst?
the worst is we have 700 in the end, so we lost 1,300.
All right,
Why
so-
wouldn't we put 700 on Gonzaga? Then?
Yeah, so then what we do is we cook
Well, the
up a
thing's
parlay using
but-
that $700.
But we don't have to right now.
Okay. All right.
Like-
Listen, I'm gonna trust the system.
Like it would just take away future possible winnings, and like let's say Gonzaga were to lose this weekend, then we'd readjust.
Yeah.
I
then we'd
think
be
next
rich.
readjustment would be Elite 8, maybe halfway through the Elite 8.
Okay.
So we see what we're doing.
Yeah.
So it'll
I
be
like
fun.
it. Yeah, I mean, this is fun.
This is way too hard work. Why this isn't fun?
When you could have just bet one game.
Yeah, but it was a good exercise.
No, but we don't know yet. It might
Yeah.
be a sound investment technique.
Did you have a game that you loved?
I didn't like any of it.
Okay.
I'm sure you probably watched.
No,
all
when
of them
St.
this
Peter's
weekend.
won, that was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you loved them money line against Kentucky.
Well, I had $5 on them, so we had $60, which paid for Kentucky's future. That's how it's really working.
That's beautiful.
Boom. All right.
Genius. Okay.
Check out Berserker Sheets on Twitter.
That's the
shout
guy
out
that's
them.
doing all the work for me.
No, he like
He just puts it all together. I told him what to do.
like no, we got a good system.
Yeah,
he like
yeah,
looks
yeah.
over
Sounds
every.
like it.
You just need someone to look over it,
Right.
Yeah,
and
no,
like
he-
be
he
like, is there
fix
any
it.
glaring mistakes? He's like, yeah,
he
this doesn't make
triple-checks
sense.
your math,
Yeah.
and then he also puts together the graphics and tweets them all out for you after you tell him exactly, precisely what to do.
Just shout out him. I don't know who he is. He won't tell me who he is. I think he's like
What if it's like, it's fucking Elon Musk.
could be
All right.
AWL.
All right, let's do Hot Seat Cool Throne. Hot Seat Cool Throne is brought to you by our friends at Coors Light. The chaos of the big tournament can be unpredictable, to say the least, and even the best players take a moment to cool off from the bench. When you need a breather, maybe it's watching too many games, or you got action on everything, or you're invested in the spreadsheet, you take a seat with a refreshing Coors Light, the beer that's literally made to chill. People wait all year for this, and the tournament is a perfect excuse to do nothing but chill and watch games with the beer that's made to chill. Coors Light. I'm just trying to think, like TCU Arizona. That was the night where we could have used the Coors Light because that game went into overtime. We're sitting there, we're sweating everything out. That's a perfect time to chill. Call your own personal timeout with a Coors Light. When you need a strategic timeout from the madness, reach for that Coors Light. It's the beer that's made to chill so you can refresh the spirit and jump back into the excitement. Get Coors Light in the new look delivered straight to your door with Drizzly or Instacart by going to CoorsLight.com/take. Celebrate responsibly. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. the coldest beer in the world. When those mountains are blue, that's when you need that timeout. Delicious Coors Light. Okay, Henry. My
hot seat is Carl Crawford.
Oh, that's not a name we've heard in a long time.
Exactly. So I've been kind of following the situation just like from the rap perspective. Megan Thee Stallion, to tale as old as time, signed a bad record deal, blew the fuck up, and is now upset with her. You know, the record company is trying to get out of it. Is now publicly tweeting, and this is how I found out. She tweeted Carl, talking about the owner of the record label, which turned out to be Carl Crawford.
What?
Carl, I don't want to be signed to your pill popping ass. You talking about I ain't paid for a show and you sound slow. I'm the artist. I don't pay you directly. Maybe fight with the man you signed to and you might see some money, you fucking powderhead. She's been going off. She like did an album and then it sounds like Carl Crawford's in the wrong. They're trying to say that because on her album she did a lot of like interludes and talking.
Yeah.
So they said that there was only like 26 minutes of actual music, and so that doesn't qualify as an album. And so she has to make another album before she can be done with her record deal. So that part of it is like, you've heard that story a million times.
Bring back rap skits. I used to love those.
Right. Well, apparently
like Ludacris would have an entire song about him trying to take a shit.
That's basically what it sounds like she was doing. But it's Carl Crawford is the owner of the record company. That's what the mind-blowing part is.
That is very mind-blowing.
Yeah.
And he's a powderhead?
He's a powder. According to Megan Thee Stallion, pill popping. He made $125 million in his career, but apparently he's trying to make more off Megan.
Well, it
Thee
sounds
Stallion.
like he made more off of her, right?
Yeah. I mean, definitely.
Sure.
He's got a good eye for talent. Clearly.
So the rules are like it has to be 26 minutes worth of songs or more.
That's just what it seems like. It seems like they are going off a technicality of like they're just trying to squeeze as much out of her as they can.
Couldn't you just make a really shitty album? Just like sit down, have like a basic drum beat going, and then just say whatever comes to the top of her head, and then boom, that's a song. All right, new album's out right now. Check it out. It sucks, but I want to get out of this deal.
I think that's what the Carl Crawford's record company is trying to say she did, but arguing that that's not justifiable enough.
I mean, when you think about Carl Crawford's contracts in the MLB, guy knows how to negotiate. He got paid a lot of money for not that good of a player.
I was actually looking up. I was on the Sport Track looking up how much he made. He made 145, but on it they have it has the season and it has the awards. He had one season of awards.
Yeah, he did.
2010, he was a Gold Glove, Silver Slugger, and that's it. And then he got the huge contract with the Red Sox and the huge contract with the Dodgers.
Holy shit!
179 mil.
Crawford.
179, not 149.
Good for him. I think we got to be on the Mrs. The Stallion side on this one.
Oh
right?
Yeah. I mean, it was just one of those. I think Coley was the one that brought it to my attention, but it was like because I had been seeing this like dispute kind of just on like the rap like World Star hip hop accounts and stuff that I follow, just knowing Megan Thee Stallion's got a contract dispute, and then last night it was like it's with Carl Crawford.
Damn.
That's crazy.
Free the Stallion.
Damn.
And then my cool throne are deadbeat dads.
Nice.
Why are you looking at me?
No, I'm not.
Play Cats in the Cradle.
God damn it.
Maury got canceled.
Oh, yeah, that sucks.
What'd he say?
This show got taken off the air.
Oh.
Yeah.
OG canceling.
I love that Maury just made an entire career off of people getting so pissed off at each other that they wanted to embarrass each other on television.
Yeah. Great
It's
show.
awesome. What a great.
We were on it.
We were on it. What a simple concept to have. Be like, hey, they don't know if this guy's the actual dad. Okay, let's put him on national television and then reveal it. We need to take over that concept. Maybe not us personally, but somebody here at this company should just become the paternity show.
Him getting canceled is, I mean, I didn't know he was still going. Great credit to him.
Yeah.
It's a formula. It's like people love watching Forensic Files. And people love watching the Maury Povich show. It's every episode is the same.
Yeah.
And guess what? People are going to tune in.
It's pretty much kids get sick and stay home from school, and parents. There are like people out there who either are retired or not working, and Maury is that void. Price is Right in Maury.
You know what I want to do? This would be an
Jerry
interesting.
Springer, but that's
This would be an interesting idea for a show.
Something new.
If you followed up with all the families. And then interviewed the children that were revealed on the paternity test and see how their lives turned out.
Yeah, I'm sure that would be
I'm going to guess
depressing at all.
not great, yeah.
Well, it could be good.
Yeah.
Speaking of depressing, it made me feel very old. I tweeted out the clip, and I got a lot of people being like, where is this from?
Oh,
I was
yeah.
like,
5 years ago even.
yeah,
Still,
but like
I
always just assume like things we've done as part of my take like everyone follows, but it's like we haven't been doing it in a long
Yeah,
time.
we've been on Maury. All right, PFT, your hot seat, cool throne. Great job, Hank.
Good job, Hank.
Thanks.
My
Love being back in studio with you.
I love being with you guys wherever we are.
Can't wait for Thursday night.
Me neither.
Coach K.
Game of the year?
No.
Boo. Scared?
No, I'm scared of the refs. I think the refs are going to fucking throw this for for Duke.
Got it.
Absolutely think that's what's going to happen.
My hot seat is Donald Trump, a T-man, because
T-man.
There's a new real estate king of the deals in town. Me. You remember on Firefest?
Yeah.
2 weeks
Oh,
ago?
my God.
My landlord
Donald
tried
Trump.
to jack up my rent $1,500 on me.
Yeah.
I emptied the clip on him. I power shifted on him. I'm basically on Shark Tank. I talked him down. He's only raising the rent $1,400 on me now.
Nice. That's big,
He signed.
dude. That's huge.
That's $1,200 a year. My spreadsheet that I created for myself is likely more profitable than Billy's.
Yes.
I just
That's
earned
all you needed was
$1,200.
something. We said that. You just needed something.
I actually came back to him and I asked him if I could get. I offered, I think, like, how about you just increase it $500 a month? So I asked for only a 33%, or 33% of what he was trying to get out of me. And then he just came back to me. He goes, "My last and final offer is going to be an increase of $1,400. You can take it or move out."
Beautiful.
I was like, done.
Beautiful.
Sign me up.
You got something.
That bitch, I fucking cucked the shit out of him
Yeah.
in this negotiation.
He's missing out on a lot of money.
$1,200. What do you think I should spend it on? I'm going to spend it all in one place for sure.
Oh, I think you have
Gonzaga.
to reinvest. No, you have to reinvest it in the spreadsheet.
And Billy's spreadsheet?
Yeah.
And
a
cash.
New cash infusion into the spreadsheet.
Cash
Maybe a
only.
season-long MLB spreadsheet.
Well, actually, that's not a bad idea because
Wins, losses.
I do have to figure out what the team's going to be that I bet against every single game this year, like I did with the Pirates last year.
The Reds.
Made money. Could be the Reds.
Got rid of
Well,
everyone.
let me just say it right now. Shouldn't be the Reds because the Reds are on my cool throne because if you look at their salary this year, they have a Hall of Famer as their sixth highest paid player,
Who's that?
Ken Griffey Jr. So, yeah, the Reds are on
That's-
my cool
that-
throne. Anytime you get a guy who's been in the Hall of Fame and retired for like 15 years
Yep.
as your sixth highest player, he's getting paid like $4 million till 2024.
That's incredible. Good for KGJ.
KGJ.
Also, they're bringing.
We always called him that.
They're probably bringing back Tom Brennan, or Tom Brennan is probably going to get a gig. I don't know
Yeah.
if you saw that. He's been doing like some interviews. He's spent the last like year and a half rehabbing himself, and just he's been going to like a lot of meetings of local LGBT, just like organizations, and just sitting and listening to what they have to say.
He's been going to the gayest towns in America.
Yeah, he's
and
been
just not saying anything derogatory while there.
Yeah, just like he's got himself hooked up to like an electric shock collar.
Yeah.
And every time he wants to say it,
From Key West to San Francisco, Tom Brenneman has not said anything offensive.
it would be great if
What?
he just.
Urban Meyer.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
Urban
yeah.
Meyer.
I just remembered.
We forgot to talk about.
We
Urban
forgot to
Meyer.
talk. He doesn't know who Aaron Donald was. Although that one's
bullshit.
It was bullshit.
That one's
I think
bullshit.
he was probably like joking
Wait,
about
pretend I
like.
didn't say that. Save
Why?
it.
Oh, okay, that's Billy's.
Okay.
Let's give Billy.
You
credit
didn't
for
say
that.
it.
Okay.
All right.
No, it's fine.
No.
No, we'll talk
Go
about it
ahead.
later.
Your cool
I got a
throne,
bunch.
PFT.
We'll talk about it later. My cool throne was going to be Kenny Pickett's hands, but also Chevy Silverados because one drove through a tornado this
I
morning.
saw that.
Which is badass.
So badass.
That guy was. Where do you think that guy was on his way to? Where there's a tornado on the road, he was just like, "Fuck it."
Yeah.
Probably,
I got this.
probably, yeah. Billy, I know
Buddha
what
Ben
that
would still
strug
be
meant.
crying.
Probably had a date.
Yeah. Shout out Buddha Ben. Kid does not wanted to call he called his mom on me. That's another early PMT thing that people probably don't remember. Tried to chase a tornado, and he literally threatened to call his mother on me. My hot seat is fans because Yusuf Nurkic threw a fan's phone. It came out. Now I don't know who to believe here. It was said that the fan said something about his mother and his grandmother. His grandmother passed away from COVID in 2020. But it just reminds everyone that if we just had my rule of every single player in every sport gets to pick out one fan a year and beat the ever-living shit out of them, sports would be more fun. Mm-hmm. It would.
There's been a recent pandemic of players confronting fans.
Right. We're
Does the
dancing
NBA
around it.
Yeah.
Like, let's do it.
There needs so it's like building up. It's like the lead up to World War I right now. It feels like it's a powder keg on the court, and something's going to happen to kind of break it wide open so that they can do something to fix it.
Yeah.
And I think you're right. I think if
Just once a year.
if one fan gets the shit kicked out of him, I think this all stops.
Yes. All right, Billy, go ahead. Your hot seat.
My first hot seat is Jorge Masvidal. He jumped his former opponent, Colby Covington, while he was at a steakhouse in Miami. That's just pretty crazy for fighters to actually just go hunt each other down.
I like that
after
though.
the fight.
There should be a hunting league where it's just like 12 guys sign up for it, and they just hunt each other
on
I
site
think that's
anywhere.
just the movie Tack.
Yeah, but it's like coast to coast.
Yeah.
But you don't know who is looking for you. You just know who your target is, and there's cameras following you. That's $1 million idea right there, right off the top.
And my other hot seat is Urban Meyer.
Yes. Urban Meyer. Well, I mean, it's just every couple months, Urban Meyer has a story that we all get to make Urban Meyer jokes.
I love it. It's just getting worse and worse and worse. You could
the Aaron Donald thing was bullshit.
I think he was probably like, who's this 99 guy? How did we stop him?
Right.
I think, like, probably knew who Aaron Donald was after doing. Well, maybe the funniest part was he said that he did a 6-month deep dive on the NFL. That sounds like
McCarthy. Him
Mike
McCarthy.
McCarthy together just hung out and watched like tapes of Red Zone.
Yeah, they got Pro
for 6
Football
months.
Focus logins and never logged in.
Yeah, so he's just basically being a dickhead to everybody. The other two guys that they said, it's like one of these things is not like the others. They said Urban Meyer didn't even know who Aaron Donald, Debo Samuel, or Jamal Adams was.
Yes. Jamal Adams.
I think the source on this was probably Jamal Adams.
Jamal Adams' PR team definitely threw that one in there. Urban Meyer, like, it's just so funny because we're now getting to a few people still online defending him, and I love those people.
Oh, yeah.
They are just incredible. Like, the amount of evidence that Urban Meyer is a complete shithead is overwhelming, yet there are a few people who are just... I had one guy yesterday who was touting all 3 titles in college football. It's like, are you a Florida and Ohio State fan or just an Urban Meyer fan?
Mm-hmm. One of those guys has a picture of him with Urban Meyer in his profile picture. And I know it because every time I say something bad about Urban Meyer, he's like, you would say something like this, lib.
Yeah.
I
It's just a great...
I get libbed out.
Yeah, it's just a great, like, group of people on the internet who are standing so firm on a guy who, like... I mean, it's pretty much been every 2 months there's been a story like, this guy sucks.
Yeah.
We love him.
I agree with you, though. I hope those people never go away.
Yeah, they're the
because
best.
they have to have somebody, otherwise it's not fun anymore.
Right.
But I think a new story is going to come. It's going to be like a slow trickle of information because people see how well these articles do. Everyone loves reading about Urban Meyer being a dickhead.
It's the best.
So I hope the stories keep coming out with like new funny little anecdotes. There was one guy that replied to it that was a former player. I forget who it was, but a former player of Urban's at Ohio State. And he said when he was at Ohio State, Urban would drive some of the players around sometimes to go to meet and greets, and he drove like the biggest asshole of all time. They would get in his Audi, and he would never stop at stop signs. He would blow through red lights, like didn't even come close to stopping, and just speeding all around town to the point where his players were like, "Hey, coach, why are you driving like this?" And he goes, "Well, because when I get pulled over, the interaction usually goes something like this. Oh, wow, it's you, Coach Urban Meyer. Great season last year. Yeah, thank you. All right, have a great day." And then he'd drive away. So he was like bragging to people how he was literally above the law.
Yes.
I love what a villain he is.
Yeah. He's a power-hungry guy who has lost all his power. So watching it, like, fall on itself is very, very fun.
I really think that the worst punishment that they could have had for him is not firing him, but just making him continue to coach and lose on the Jaguars. And that's why he would go through those, like, I think those the mental issues and like the fake sicknesses that he would have,
The brain cramps.
would just be because his entire ego is built around him being successful and beating people, that when there's even just like a small crack in that foundation of him starting to think maybe you're not as big a winner as you've been saying to yourself in the mirror for the last 20 years, he just crumbles.
Yeah.
He doesn't know how to process it.
Losing is poison for him.
It really
is
is.
poison for his body. All right, Billy, your cool throne?
My cool throne is Hafthor Bjornsson. This is not a well-known storyline, but the Mountain from Game of Thrones has had serious beef with a guy named Eddie Hall, who's another fellow strongman.
Is that the guy who did the crazy deadlift and bled out of his eyes?
Probably
was
did it
so
once.
Sick. Yeah.
Yeah. So they've guys been beefing for years. Over the weekend in Dubai, they had a boxing match that was pretty awesome. It was the heaviest boxing match of all time. They both cut down to fighting weight and fought. And
What was
Hafthor
their weight?
Bjornsson. Hafthor Bjornsson was about 350
So not
pounds.
the heaviest. Rough and Rowdy has said heavier. Vito Torpedo was like 450. He fought someone that was like 500.
Yeah.
Professional sanctioned fight.
So what did you fight in?
I actually fought professional.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
But the other guys on the
Wait, you fought in
But-
Rough and Rowdy?
the only time I had to do that
I
was
thought Rough and Rowdy
what?
wasn't professional.
I'm confused now.
it's amateur, but because Jose had to fight professional, I had to go professional to fight Jose.
Oh, you
Got
ranked
it.
up.
Yeah.
Yeah, which it was ridiculous.
That's why he can't fight with his hands.
Yeah, well, now we can because it's been over a year.
Right. So,
That's
Yeah.
why I went to St. Patrick's
No,
Day because he could. This is Billy's like divorce moon where you just go out with your friends because you can finally fight after being cooped up for so long.
no, but the craziest part was Hathor Bjornsson cut down from over 400 pounds and like at his lightest, and he's pretty jacked right now. He's 350 all muscle. So it was just
Who won?
Hathor Bjornsson.
The
But-
Mountain?
Yeah. But Eddie Hall was just throwing haymakers. It's actually it's a terrible boxing fight to watch if you like good boxing, but it was a crazy spectacle. And I can't believe those guys were landing punches at like 350 pounds and their faces weren't exploding. It's pretty insane.
That is
That is
insane.
nuts.
I'm going to have to watch it.
They should give him
Jake,
swords next time
finish us
and then
off.
film it and then put it on HBO.
My hot seat's the Toronto Maple Leafs. They have jerseys designed by Justin Bieber debuting tonight on Wednesday night. Now, they're not that bad this season. They're tied for third place looking at the standings now, but I don't know. This is a perfect opportunity for the Bieber curse to be born if
Oh,
they start
yeah.
losing.
I'm gonna look
You don't
up
like the
jerseys.
Beavs?
Well, can you curse Maple Leafs? They're pretty cursed.
Yeah, they haven't come out of the first round since 2013.
What's wrong with the Beeps?
But it could be the Bieber blessing if they keep
Yeah.
winning.
Ooh, I like that.
Oh,
yeah.
I see the jerseys.
Then their hashtag's gonna have to be just like I believe.
Yeah,
I
this
believe.
is weird.
Yeah.
They're just wearing
And
not
they're
their
reversible.
colors. Okay.
They look like Steelers jerseys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And my cool throne is Al Michaels. So he got the bag from Amazon. Thursday Night Football. Unfortunately, this means the end for the best duo, Al and Chris.
Wow.
But-
no love for our friend Joe Buck. You really hate Joe though.
I think Al and Chris.
Oh.
No, I love Joe.
Do you?
Well, you have to. Oh,
You just-
all right.
Clearly-
We're on the top of a mountain. Al and Chris are about to fall off the mountain, and Joe Buck is on the other side, about to fall off the mountain. You can only save one.
Joe, because he's a friend of the program.
I don't think
Why are
you
you
mean
gonna
that.
kill Al and Chris?
I mean,
That's brutal.
You're gonna have that reaction either way.
It's
No.
kind of crazy because Chris is a friend of the program. So,
So is Chris.
you just
yeah.
murdered
Yeah,
him.
I'm more of a play-by-play guy.
Yeah. So who gets killed?
I use my strength to grab both.
Oh wow. What a hero.
double sportsmanship.
What a
Yeah.
hero. Okay.
So yeah, he's gonna be calling Thursday night on Amazon with Kirk Herbstreit.
Yeah, I like it.
I'm interested. I think they'll get along well. They seem like if you put those two, like if you put them in a mason jar together, like they're bugs, they'd probably become fast friends.
Yeah. Herbie can get along with anyone, and Al is the consummate professional, like you said.
Who
All
gets
right.
Oswald the Lucky Rabbit? Is he still involved in this trade?
I have no clue.
That's the cartoon that was traded to ESPN from NBC for Al Michaels
Oh,
when they
I'm not
originally
familiar.
got him from Sunny. Go look up that. You'll love
Okay,
that.
I will.
That's a fun little fact.
All right, so let's get to our interviews. Good job, Jake and Billy. We have Stanford Steve, our good friend Stanford Steve. Then we have Tom Crean coming after that. PFT, you got a quick word from our sponsor?
Yes. Before we get to Stanford, Steve, I want to talk to you about bird dogs. I love bird dogs. It's almost short season. When it's short season, it's bird dog season. They've got awesome joggers, too. It's not just shorts anymore for bird dogs. They are the most comfortable shorts in the world, but guess what? They've stepped into the joggers space, and they're dominating it. They are the most comfortable joggers in the world. I love joggers just in general. I think that they're the most versatile type of pant, and Bird Dogs is absolutely dominating it. Go to birddogs.com. You can enter promo code PMT. They're going to throw in free Bird Dogs whistle tip football. That's right. Just like the old Vortex footballs, you can probably throw them Malik Willis type distances. Go check out their all new pants colors. Use the promo code PMT. That's birddogs.com, promo code PMT, and boom, a free Bird Dogs whistle tip football with your pair of Bird Dogs. You will not take these things off, I promise you. They're great for wearing around the house. They're comfortable enough to just wear on your couch, and they look good enough to wear to work. We love their joggers, and we love their shorts, too. I've probably got 12 pairs of shorts. It's the only type that I wear anymore. Bird Dogs is a great company. We wear them all the time. Check them out right now. Go to birddogs.com, promo code PMT, and you're going to get that free whistle tip football with your pair of Bird Dogs. Now, here is Stanford Steve.
All right, we now welcome on our very good friend. It is Stanford Steve. We're going to talk some Sweet 16 picks and also our plan for New Orleans because he has booked his flight. He will be there. Titus will be there. The greatest wing date of all time will be there. So, Steve, let's start with the tournament so far. You were touting around. I saw you're a man of many talents. You do hits everywhere. You had 21-team list of teams that could win the championship. How many of those are still alive?
16.
Whoa.
Not bad.
Wait, no.
I'm kidding.
I was going to say St. Peter's.
That would mean that you have all of them, yeah.
I did not have St. Peter's. I did not have St. Peter's on the list. I was happy because I revised it on March 1st. And then on March 1st, I took off that list Michigan State, Indiana, Marquette, Ohio State, and Alabama. So we got rid of the good teams that could not do it. So, yeah, every other team besides St. Peter's was on that list is alive and still kicking here.
It's pretty impressive, Steve. Before we get to more basketball, I did want to ask you about your pre-media career because it's something that I don't think that we've talked about on this show at all. I was reading your bio today. I saw that you were the National High School Player of the Year in football.
He was sick. He was recruited at Notre Dame.
Yeah.
Like you were the number one player in high school football in the entire country?
Class of 96. Yep.
What happened?
Yeah. I don't know if we have that long to talk about it. We might have changed positions, peaked out, injuries, lack of focus, school, not a lot of discipline. It a combination of a lot of things. But yeah, I was a quarterback, wide receiver, safety in high school, and then I went to Stanford as a tight end, and the guys were better than me when I got there. I never played before, and guys were better than me.
Were you like good enough in high school where people were dropping bags off for you? Were you getting recruited like the sneaky ways?
No. We never got to that point. Did have a couple it was right at the beginning of like caller ID, but like the old caller ID was like when you had the machine and you could tell it said the city under it. So it had the number and the city. So like there was these anonymous calls where you could tell it was coaches, but they were acting like shady, like, hey, is anybody home? And I'm like, what the heck is going on? It's like, I won't say the hometowns of the colleges, but it was pretty funny to hear guys try and start beating around the bush, like trying to get any inside information. But it was a long time ago.
Yeah, it was like,
and there were no bags. There was no bags exchanged.
Recruited at Notre Dame.
Yeah,
recruited for Notre Dame.
So Lou Holtz would like call you up and be like, "Oh, this must be the wrong number. Wait a second. Is this Steve Coughlin? Let me talk to you for a second."
Well, Lou couldn't get away with it because of the voice, and the only person that could do Lou Holtz is Scott Van Pelt. So I knew it wasn't Lou. He had people do that. But yeah, Lou. I mean, that was actually the year he ended up going and leaving. Notre Dame was in a mess. I could tell. I went to camp there before my senior year, and you could just tell the coaching staff was in disarray. And Notre Dame was a lot older of a campus than I really wanted to be around. So that's why I didn't really like it.
I mean, if you had your career as Notre Dame Steve, you'd be the biggest douchebag ever, and no one would ever like having Notre Dame Steve on.
I think it'd have to be Notre Dame Coughlin, right?
Yeah, just brutal. Yeah. We don't want Notre Dame Steve on.
No.
I fucked up at the start. I should have said,
okay, last
year Notre Dame Steve came on this show and gave us Baylor as the winner before the whole entire tournament started. So he needs a round of applause for that. He was the one who gave us Baylor. So who was your pick this year?
I picked Villanova in the bracket, and then it took me all of 2 days to take Ohio State money line against them the other day. So I'm the bracket really loses credibility in a matter of moments. I feel like everybody has their moment. I heard Jake talking on your last one just about how fast, the bracket was blown up on Thursday. But when you do have a good bracket, then you it's something to hang on to, right?
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, but I got them in my bracket. All right, but what does that mean? Like, how much money can you win on the bracket? We want that instant cash, Listen, I'd love to get into PFT's talk. I mean, just hearing how many live bets you have put in on this tournament, I'd love to know the percentage that you have hit.
So my live bets are actually hitting at a much higher clip than the bets that I put in ahead of time. I'm like locked in now. When it comes,
so you're a gut guy. You're going with what you see with your gut,
Yeah,
and then you're good to go.
I'm not even counting. I mean, maybe if I should probably count these, but I'm not counting the like plus 1,000 money line plays that I made. You know, at nighttime, at the end of the day, just trying to find a win from TCU. I'm taking a flyer on those.
Okay.
But the ones that I'm doing after like 5-6 minutes, I bet a first half over, or I bet a second half spread. I'm doing okay at those. So like, I was telling Big Cat on Friday, after the first 2 days of the tournament, I bet on every single game, and usually, 2 to 3 times on every single game. And I ended up after the first 2 days exactly even from where I started. And to me, that is a massive win. I essentially got 2 days of fun for absolutely
Huge.
free. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's like playing blackjack for like 5 hours and you walk away with $50. You're like, you know what? That was still awesome.
Oh, that's an incredible run.
Yeah.
I just can't get over the idea and the mindset. You guys, 4 straight days with all you knuckleheads together, just firing. There has to be some point where you're like, man, I really like something, but then everybody just talked me into this one. Damn, I was right. You know, like it feels like, or you just get so drunk you don't remember those times.
Yeah, the only thing that happens with the live streams, there are some group bets, but for me, it's personally just by the end of the night, like Saturday and Sunday night, I looked and I just had like way too big of a bet on the last game. Like that Memphis Gonzaga over I needed for my nutsack. Like the Arizona TCU I needed for my lungs. Like so that's part of it. We responsibly gamble, but you definitely get to a point where it's like, oh, there's only one game left. Let's fire a nuke at this game and hope it works out. So let's talk about this Sweet 16 though. So
yeah,
I mean the Thursday games are incredible. Let's start with actually
unbelievable.
Yeah, incredible games. Let's start with Texas Tech Duke. I want to bet on Texas Tech very badly. My problem is, and I said this before the tournament, this is the game that the refs dictate how Texas Tech plays defense because we know they're very aggressive. And if Duke's going to get a whistle at any point in the tournament, it's this game. And that's the thing. Do you think it's crazy to hold back because of that?
I can see where you're coming from. To me, being a Duke fan that I am, this game really reminds me of 2009 when Villanova finally broke through and beat Duke for the first time in 50 years. And they did it because they just crushed them defensively. And that's what really worries me for Duke in this situation is the youth they have and just the ultimate tough guy mentality that Texas Tech plays with. Like, they are not going to get bullied. I see what you're saying with the whistle. And I understand a lot of people start watching college basketball for the first time in March and say the refs suck. The refs suck in every sport. Like, give me a sport where they're good. All right, maybe hockey because you don't notice them. But really like Texas Tech in this situation because of the experience, toughness, and I think they could just make Duke crumble being with the youth and inexperience.
You know what it is in college basketball? You're right. The refs suck everywhere. I think they definitely suck in college basketball for 2 reasons. One is a charge call is hard to figure out game to game. And 2, it's actually not on the refs. It's on the coaches. Coaching so scared when a guy gets 2 fouls. Like, even in the Memphis game that I just talked about, Memphis, there's like 5 minutes left, and both of their bigs are on the bench because they have 4 fouls.
Yeah.
What are we saving them for? Like that, and you'll see a guy get 2 fouls. I get it. You don't want him to get his 3rd, but like even Wisconsin against Iowa State, Wall gets his 2nd foul like 5 minutes in the game, doesn't play the rest of the half. That makes no sense to me that you have to trust your players at some point. So I think that part, people complain about the rest, but it's really the coaches not being able to figure out how to manage their players better.
I have a theory that could help all, especially the block charge in college basketball. Next year, the refs should just call every block charge a block, but don't tell anybody they're doing it, and then people will stop trying to take them, and then we're good.
Yeah, and also an easy fix for college basketball. They should add a 6th foul, and if you think like, oh, because the game is shorter, that's fine. Make the 5th foul be like, or make the 6th foul be automatic, 2 shots of the ball or something like that. You know what I mean? You can add a penalty to it, but at least I always go back. The most memorable time when I was like, fuck these rules was Florida-Ohio State National Championship when Joakim Noah and Greg Oden both didn't play in the first half because they got 2 fouls. It's like, what are we watching this for? What are we watching this for?
That was brutal.
Yeah.
Brutal.
So, all right, so you're on Duke in this game? Or no, you're on Texas Tech?
No, Texas Tech. For
okay.
Sure.
All right. The Villanova, you mentioned Villanova, they're your national champion. Michigan's a
Yeah.
great story. Juwan Howard tried to hug that guy to death, that kid. I just think Villanova, like, they're the most dependable tournament team year in and year out, where even that Ohio State game, Ohio State gets it close, and it's like, guess what Villanova does? They make all their free throws. They never, ever waver. They're so dependable. Who do you have in that one?
I look at the points with Michigan because I do think the size will hurt Villanova. The problem is, how will Michigan defend that 5-out offense where Villanova just throws every guy outside the 3-point line and just throws it around until they get the matchup they want, and that guy goes to the hoop. Obviously, they'll try and put Dickinson on an island. You mentioned the free throws. We have two things I think that are interesting in this term. We have the best free throw shooting team in Villanova, and then Arkansas is a team who has taken the most and made the most free throws. So that's something to keep an eye on when we're talking point spreads, because you always like to have those sides. But I think the discipline of Villanova and knowing that they just, like you said, they just always end up with the ball in the right guy's hands when you need it most. You know, they cut it to 2 and then right down they get a 3-point bucket to go up 5 right away and take all the momentum out of Ohio State. So I think I have to trust Villanova in this situation, but with the points, I think it's around 5 or so. I think I would take Michigan because I think it's going to be that close to the game.
So Michigan just beat Tennessee. If you're a Tennessee fan, you could say that they overachieved to a certain extent during the season this year. Like they were a great team during the regular season and obviously during the SEC tournament. Are you happy with Rick Barnes, or are you at a point where you're like, I can't stand this guy in March?
I'm a guy where I don't judge a coach on his success in March. I don't think it's fair. I think it's that crazy of a tournament. Like, Matt Painter's still alive. Plenty has been made about him in his tenure at Purdue because of what his teams have not done in March. But then I go back and look. Like, I remember in a Sweet 16 game like this, he played Duke and he lost in that game. Duke won the national championship that year. A couple of years ago, think about the Virginia game. That team could win a national title, and a buzzer shot goes off, and they lose. Like, that team was that, like, it had that trajectory going, but that's how fast it ends up in March. So with Rick Barnes, I know everybody's going to throw the point spread and what his record is against the point spread, but his teams get after. They shot 2 of 18, I believe, from 3. That's why they lost, and that's what has to happen in March. You have to avoid those games. You have to avoid those games, and you have to avoid the games where your opponent makes 15 threes. And sometimes you just can't do it. It's against you. But what'd you guys say last one? 25 and 25. That's his record.
Yeah. I mean, even when he had KD and DJ Augustine, didn't do anything. Like it's fun.
But he had him for 1 year. He had 1 year, and it was one game, and they got beat by USC and Tim Floyd.
He's a pretty good player.
I think it's not. So you're right. I totally agree. Like, judging it on the tournament's so fucking difficult. That's why I always say, if you have a team in the tournament, you win one game, celebrate, because it's hard to do. I do think there's something to be said about, there's not a knock on Rick Barnes, but other coaches are just built better for in-game adjustments, for the tournament setting, for the quick turnaround. Like, I look at a guy like Mick Cronin, I think he does an unbelievable job in-game of making adjustments, where there's some teams who, let's roll it out and let's run our system and hope it works. And sometimes it won't.
Well, the problem with Tennessee, PFT, I remember we were talking about this last year when you guys had me on, and you were all in on Illinois. You saw them win the Big Ten tournament. They were rolling. And that's why I always, with the bracket and everything, I try and avoid those red-hot teams. And Tennessee was one of them. Everybody was bitching about their seed. They should have been a 2. They should have had Duke's line. But then when I looked at them, like, they kind of got a better draw than Duke, I thought. The way they were playing and all that. So it's just amazing how it always lines up. And when it is your team and you had a lack of success and not getting to a Final Four in a while, yeah, I could see it eating at you very easily.
The Illinois thing's a perfect example, too, because I know a lot of Illinois fans are saying, like Brad Underwood, they have questions now. Illinois got a draw last year where they played like a top 10 Ken Pom team in Illinois, Chicago. They got a draw this year where the 5 seed in their region is Houston, which, by all metrics is like the fourth best team in the country. That's just really shitty luck. You know what I mean? Like you could argue that Brad Underwood could have done a better job, but they basically got the worst possible draw 2 years in a row for their second round matchup.
Totally agree. And I just, you watch them all the time, Big Cat, and it's like Illinois, they're good, it was awesome, but they're bad. It was just like, how did they lose this game?
Right.
And they're just so inconsistent. And who was on the floor at what time? It was just weird to watch all year, and that's why I didn't like them, especially going against Houston, knowing that the men that they have. I mean, they'll try and suffocate.
You love Houston. I know you have to love Houston because you're a guy who, like, when it all you're very smart about football and basketball handicapping, but when it's all said and done, you're the type of guy who likes to go on the court or the field before the game and just like size up some dudes and be like, yeah, those guys are just bigger and stronger and they want it more.
Well, I like the persona of Kelvin Sampson. Like, he brought it up like 3 times in every interview during the game about how they got screwed because they played the last game for, what was it, Thursday night or Friday night? Friday night?
Friday night, yeah.
And then they played the first game Sunday. Like, he just kept bringing it up every time. And you could tell he told his team, like, fuck this. We're going to win this game. Like, I don't want any excuses. Let's take this as motivation and go. And, Coburn was done by the 10-minute mark of the second half. It was amazing how hard Houston made him work to post up. And I just thought it was funny, like, Reggie Miller and Bonner are on the call, and they're like, got to get the ball to Coburn here. Got to get the ball. Like, every possession, they said, get the ball to Coburn. And the lead is just increasing because Houston was making shots on the other end. And when they do that, they're as tough as there is.
I like Houston this game, too, because I feel like Arizona, they just got done playing TCU. Now they're playing Houston. Yeah. Those are two of the same exact types of teams that are just going to beat the shit out of you for a while. So nothing was easy for them against TCU. It was a really physical game. They're exhausted from that. And now they have to go up against Houston right now. I love Houston. That's the late game, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I love Houston, that late game.
I look at Houston. I'm not sure Arizona, first-year head coach, awesome success. Benedict Mathurin is my favorite player in college basketball. I just love everything he brings to the table. But the versatility Houston has to defend, and they have multiple bigs that you need against Arizona. That's what makes Arizona, from a matchup standpoint, has everything. But Houston has a lot of versatility where they could switch off guys. Arizona makes their living with that high-low game. You'll see Koloko come out, dump it down, or the other guy, and he dumps it down to Koloko, who had an unbelievable first half against TCU. But I think TCU found something in the Arizona defense where there was a lack of switching going on late in that game. You kept seeing them go pick and roll, and they were just trying to find the right matchup with it. So I'm interested. If Houston can make shots, they'll win this game. I'm just not sure they can make as many shots to keep up with Arizona. But I would lean Houston in this game.
And Gonzaga, Arkansas, how many foul shots is Drew Timme going to miss for me?
Well, this one, you guys know Muss. We talked. Goes on everybody's shows. Like, no one loves being the underdog more than Muss, right? Like, you watch him coach against Vermont and New Mexico State, and you could just see the tension. Like, him being a favorite, he couldn't stand it because then you factor in the ugliness of the game and how those other two teams were dictating tempo, and it got sort of hazy there. Like, that stuff drains him. And now, like, this week, he's a 9-point underdog. He's probably watching, his team's probably watching Hoosiers. He's got every underdog story in the world going. Like, everything's pinned up in the locker room. Multiple underdog stories on the flight out to San Francisco. So I look at Arkansas as playing a lot looser and free in this game. And Gonzaga is, you saw what Memphis. You have to make shots against them because they are going to come out and put the ball in the basket. I was blown away with Nebhard, the point guard for Gonzaga, to play 40 minutes and then go make 4 of 4 free throws in the last 25 seconds. That's impressive stuff, man. Mm-hmm. And that's why, everybody talks about Timme. I think it's a huge game for Chet because this is, who has the pros, right, in the Sweet 16? Who's got more pros? You're going to hear people say, give me the team with more pros. This is a game where Chet has to stick out because Arkansas has multiple bigs that they could put on him. And when you watch Gonzaga this year, when they've had problem against Duke, against St. Mary's, it's been teams that have multiple bigs to match up with Timmy and Chet. Just kind of offset it, even if it's just scoring on the other end and making them work on the other end. So Arkansas has that. I just don't know if Arkansas can make enough threes. We know they'll get in transition. We know they're going to go to the free throw line, but can they make enough threes? I don't think so to win the game, but I like them to keep it close and cover the spread.
We need a JD Note game. You need a JD Note game because he hasn't had it.
Yep.
He hasn't had it.
Where's this game being played?
That game is going to be played
San
in San
Francisco.
Francisco.
Okay, so it's not in Buffalo. I heard, by the way, that the gym was cold in
the
Buffalo.
ice.
And so that's why everybody was missing. Either that or maybe Mustbus was just like, you know what, I'm sick of being favored in a game. I'm going to make sure that we win this game, but look really pathetic doing it offensively. So that way we're definitely going to be underdogs in the next round.
Yeah.
You could just, his face during the game and then the release when he's cheering at the crowd after the game is only what he could do. It's just funny to see.
Has anybody recovered from shoulder surgery faster than Eric Musselman? Like,
No.
His hands are just like full range of motion right now.
He's probably diving in practice.
Yeah, he definitely is.
Loose ball drill.
All right, so Friday's not as great of a slate just in terms of names, but just give me your best bet on Friday because everything will change. You got to bet on Thursday, and then once we get through Thursday, then you got to readjust. The famous story is always when Steve, he was out to dinner with us in Madison a couple years ago, and I stood up from the dinner table to go try to get a bet in for I think it was
the third bet on a Friday night college football slate.
I think it was FIU versus someone. I got fucked with they returned an onside kick to fuck me, and Steve just goes, "You don't have to bet every game," and Dave and I just look at him like, "Yeah, you do." So
yeah,
but
yeah,
you select
in a room that you guys are taking care of things, and I'm like, wow, I feel pretty small right now.
All right, so give us your best bet for Friday, knowing that you don't have to bet every game.
I'm dying to see how Mick Cronin takes advantage of North Carolina's lack of defense, right? He's done it. Like I remember last year I think it was Sweet 16 against Michigan. Like Michigan looked like the best team in the country on that role when they had Wagner and all those guys going. And then UCLA just diced them up, mucked it up, and they advanced. Can he get like Baycott to come out and get, Jaquez going inside? He'll have a game plan. I'm dying to see what it is. The problem is I don't think UCLA makes enough threes. And Carolina, when they got it going, they're as good as Arizona or Gonzaga offensively, at least when I watch them. Manic, he might be having the best run going of anybody in the tournament, and he lost 10 minutes because he threw an elbow. But shooting-wise, they're as good as anybody. And the problem with UCLA is when they miss, they're not getting a rebound. UCLA, I think I saw they have like over 40 rebounds in 5 of the last 7 games. Like, that's nuts. And UCLA doesn't have the biggest guys. So UCLA has to shoot, I'd say over 52%, something like that. I'm not sure they can. So I would take North Carolina in that game.
Okay. All right. And then the last thing, we got to talk about New Orleans. So.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I got a bunch of things we got to get to here.
Yeah. So, yeah, you start. We got to do a date. We're going to do a man date. I think we are going to try to set it up so if anyone in New Orleans listening to this right now has their best wings, like I'm not talking about your favorite, I'm saying the wings that will blow you away. We need that recommendation, and we need it soon because I think the plan is we're going to bring the podcasting equipment to a wing place, and we're going to have a wing date with Titus and you and me and PFT, and then we'll podcast after, and it will be great. But we need the best possible wing place people can come up with.
And I don't want peanut butter and jelly wings and all that type of stuff. I want buffalo wings.
Yes,
right?
yes.
PFT, you're with me with that?
I'm with you.
I want buffalo sauce.
I like a little variety from time to time if there's like a dry rub or a smoked barbecue option. But for this instance, you're right. I'm looking for hot wings, hot chicken wings, cold beer. It's not rocket science. The best you got in New Orleans. I know you got the cold beer. Show me where the wings are. I'm very much looking forward to this. I've been looking forward to this honestly for the last 3 years. When was the first wing date when I was doing ecstasy in Hong Kong?
It was Minnesota.
Minneapolis.
So Minneapolis. It was and Steve and I went on the date, just the two of us, and it was phenomenal. It was a great wing place.
Also, I think last time we were in New Orleans, I tried to wrestle Stanford Steve.
Oh, that's what I wanted to bring up right here.
Okay.
Let's start right there. we are going back to New Orleans for the scene of the crime. I believe it was like 20 minutes to a half hour before you guys did those award-winning interviews with Joe Burrow and Coach O. I think it was like a half hour before that. PFT standing in the middle of Bourbon Street, challenging me to a 3-point stance right in the middle, and it was a beautiful thing. Beautiful thing.
You didn't want any.
And we're going back there. I didn't like your chances. And at that state, you had gotten away. I had to do things post-game. You had a way more of a head start on me. I'll just say that.
It was quite a crew, too. I think it was like it was us. I think Chris Long, Rosillo, Anthony Rizzo was with us. I think Cutler was with us for a little bit, too. It was a hodgepodge of a crew just blacked out on Bourbon Street.
You know what it was? Now that I'm remembering the crew, it was the fact that I was literally standing around everyone who was 6'3". Everyone except for me in that group was 6'3" and probably in the 230 to 290 range. And so at that point, I'm like, I got to do something about this. Show I belong. I know. I'm going to punch the biggest guy in the prison yard. Yeah, we'll do it again. We'll have a rematch.
All right. You got it. So for the wings, I'm sure, with the popularity of you guys, people are going to reach out. But like you said, BFT, it doesn't have to be crazy, simple buffalo. Because I'm a guy, when I go out for wings, they ask for ranch or blue cheese. I say more buffalo sauce. That's just me.
I love it. Extra sauce to dip it in.
I love it. I'm so excited for this trip. All right, well, so
how do you think Titus is going to do?
He's intimidated right now. I think we have to be nurturing. He's like a shy dog that you have to invite over by sticking the back of your hand out and letting them smell that and come to you. Because he's intimidated by the fact that he is accepting a wing date now.
Yeah, I think he's going to do fine. I think afterwards he's probably going to puke his guts out just out of nerves and wings and be like, I'll never do that again. Like, I hope those guys liked me. But
well. It's just weird, because I've been thinking about he and I are almost complete opposites, right? I just he's skinny, I'm not. He's a good shooter. I think I made 2 threes in my high school career. I don't know. It's just every kind of cat. He likes tofu burgers. I like cheeseburgers. it's just. I don't know how it's going to mix. It's never really happened before, so it'll be fun to find out.
It would be – I just imagine him, bringing, a note card of, talking points and then going to the bathroom over and over and being like, wait, is he doing coke right now? No, he's just trying to find topics that guys like to talk about.
You know what this is? This is you and Mark Titus together are I love you, man. You're teaching him how to become a bro.
Okay.
Pulling him out of that clean cut shell a little bit.
Yeah,
it'll be fun though. I think wings are the great equalizer. We'll have a good session afterwards. We'll be dealing with it'll be maybe the most heartburn in any single podcast afterwards.
Yes.
Yeah, we should. Tom should probably sponsor it. Speaking of wings, I don't think your producer should be invited for his performance of the last time we had wings.
Oh, our intern Billy. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh no, Hank. Hank just popped in. Do you think Hank should be invited?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, for sure.
Yeah,
Billy.
Steve and Hank get along very well. Billy's not invited, so that's good.
Billy's not a producer.
Yeah.
In any sense of the word.
He doesn't even produce work. Yeah.
But
he produces excuses.
Yeah, so
he's a producer of excuses.
So Steve was so upset at Billy when we went on the road to the Super Bowl and we tried the 72-ounce challenge. We went to that Amarillo Steakhouse. When Steve saw Billy's performance, he was fucking disgusted with it. Just ashamed that Billy was that Steve had to call himself the same species as Billy.
Remember, it started too with the hot wings on the Grit Week when he was sitting with us and he watched it firsthand and was like, "Is this guy serious? All this hype, and he gets one wing down?"
Do you have any recommendations for Billy as how he can improve his eating?
Yeah, I'd like to see him. I just want to see how many McDonald's cheeseburgers he can eat in an hour.
Whoa, Billy, what do you think?
I think I could definitely get over in an hour. Double digits would probably be the over-under. 10.
10?
Yeah.
Oh, you got to eat more than 10.
He's already disappointed.
I'm trying to think.
No, let's flip it back. Steve,
You eat two at a time. You eat two at a time for every 15 minutes. Come on.
I'm trying to think of the sizing of the average cheeseburger because I usually get a
they're
double.
tiny.
Steve, tell
Okay.
us. Give us the number that would get you to respect Billy again. He's thinking.
14.
Okay. So there it is. If he eats 14 cheeseburgers in an hour from McDonald's, you have Stanford Steve's respect.
Steve's really just seen me at my worst. So like,
I mean, when
I can't.
When would you like him to see you?
I need to just.
When
I
do
think
you
I
think
might
he-
have to take that one on.
What instance do you think that Steve should see you in to make him impressed with you?
That's a very good question. It's a very, very good question. When I'm in my element.
Yeah, unlike the last several times. Actually, Billy, if you can do 14, we should do a video. Billy attempts another food challenge, trying to earn a man's
I'm not even a
respect.
competitive eater. It's just like I put myself in these
Well,
situations. 'cause-
you can't be a competitive eater when you're going to eat for all-you-can-eat steak, and I see you drinking steins of beer before. Like, you can't. That's not going to add up, and you saw how that ended.
It didn't. As a not a competitive eater, I would have known that the carbon dioxide buildup in your stomach really is not conducive.
You get
to,
really scientific with it when
yeah.
when your response should just be like, "Yeah, I shouldn't have gotten loaded at 9:30 in the morning before I tried to eat a steak."
Yeah. Maybe don't do that.
But if I had finished it, it would have been sick.
It would have been. It would have
Because
been legendary.
A lot of people have finished it just straight up, no beer.
Yes, Billy, that's the point. If you had finished
beer,
it would have been better
but
than you not
there's so
finishing
many
it.
YouTube videos of people just finishing it with no beer and like water.
It's great too that we're now just totally dismissing the part. The wing thing was the worst.
Well,
you did one wing. You didn't even do one wing.
Yes.
That was bad.
Yeah.
I think I was set up. I think there's gasoline in those.
Yeah. All right. Well, Steve, we're looking forward to New Orleans. We appreciate you coming on.
Oh wait, one last thing. St. Peter's, Purdue. Tell me a reason why. Like, give me a reason why I should be able to lie to myself about betting on St. Peter's, because I'm going to do it, but just give me a reason to make myself feel okay about doing it.
I saw a stat because I remember I think I bet against both of the ones that happened. There's been 2 15 seeds to go to the Sweet 16, Sweet 16. The last one was Gulf Coast.
No,
and then
Oral Roberts last year.
Oral and Gulf Coast. And they both lost, but they both covered double digits, I believe. That's what the stat was.
Oh,
Okay.
So, lean St. Peter's.
Yeah, love it.
I just can't wait to see Edie against that team.
Yeah,
Like Edie against the St. Peter's. It's just going to be funny to see.
Edie against Doug, yeah. So I'll tell you
Yeah.
already what's going to happen. Hank's going to bet money line on St. Peter's. If I bet money line on St. Peter's, they're going to lose. If me and Big
Okay.
Cat don't bet money line on St. Peter's and Hank's the only one that
They're gonna
does,
win.
they're going to win, and
They'll
then
win.
Hank's going to walk around strutting.
peacock.
Hey, he's going to be
literally
a peacock.
peacocking.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, tell Hank I miss him. Go Duke.
All right. Thanks, Steve. We'll see you in 2 weeks.
Stanford Steve was brought to you by our friends over at Body Armor. You can find Body Armor Edge at your local 7-Eleven, or you can order it on Amazon. We were drinking Body Armor Edge. You saw us on the live stream. It's the brand new flavors that are doing it for me. This was it, the Strawberry Splash. Is that the one that they had that I liked so much this weekend? It's awesome. It's a great drink. It's perfect for when you're watching games on TV. The big tournaments here, we're staying hydrated and energized with the Body Armor Edge. It's from the makers of our favorite sports drink. Body Armor Edge has 100 milligrams of caffeine and 1,000 milligrams of electrolytes. Keep you going through another crazy tournament. It's got antioxidants. It's got B vitamins and no artificial sweeteners, flavors, or dyes. It's more than just a sports drink. It's Body Armor Edge. The 2 new flavors. It's Strawberry Slam. That's what it was. Strawberry Slam and Watermelon Wave are delicious. They're awesome new flavors. You can push through the highs and the lows of the tournament with our favorite sports drink and caffeine. That's Body Armor Edge. Body Armor Edge, available at 7-Eleven, or you can find it online on Amazon. Now here's Tom Crean.
Okay, we now welcome on our good friend. Haven't talked to him in a while. It is Coach Tom Crean. He is currently a free agent. We're going to get him a job, or if he wants to be back in the media because he excelled at that, maybe that too. Coach, how are we feeling?
I feel good. It's great to be with you guys. I mean, I've been looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's great to see you. We're going to talk some ball, but first, obviously things didn't go great at the end at Georgia, but what are we thinking going forward? I mean, you were incredible on TV, but I know that your passion is always to coach. You give us the marching orders, and we'll take them, and we'll push it whichever way you want.
Well, I'm bored to death, and lately, and that's outside of seeing some basketball. I saw Duke, Michigan State the other day. I saw some practices. I'm going to go to a G League game tonight. I mean, I definitely want to get back to work. I definitely want to coach. I mean, you can't have the season that we had and not want to get back. We had so many things going in the right direction. COVID hits and it affects everybody. It affected us in a big way. We had some transfers and we had some injuries this past year. We had some close games, but we just couldn't get over the hump. We could never get traction. So I want to get in a situation where we're doing that again. But at the same time, I enjoy TV. I mean, I enjoy right now, I'm watching tape, I'm preparing for the games, right? In the sense of the Sweet 16 teams. And just to keep yourself fresh, you learn things. You have a notebook for how you would defend somebody. You have a notebook for all the things that you like, that you see. And so I'm trying to stay real well-versed in that. So I'm for best option available right now. That's what I'm going to choose the best player available in the draft. Right, I want the best option available.
Yeah, well, you should get some hats out on a table so you can pick the one. You'd be like, pick up the CBS one or the Fox one. I'm back, guys. Have you given any thought whatsoever to maybe NBA, maybe doing something at the pro level?
I have. I mean, I think. I love the pro level, and in the past, I've had a couple chances to interview for head jobs, and early on in my career, I had a couple chances as an assistant. But I haven't given it a lot of thought as actually that being the career path. I mean, I'd be open to that, but at the same time, I enjoy being a head coach. But I do love the NBA. I'm going to get to the G League game today, College Park in Maine. Get there early with my son and a guy on my staff, David Gale, and just watch how they train people. Because my son Riley was with me for the last 3 years. He gave up baseball after his first year here to coach. And I know he wants, he's 22, he's graduating in May, and I know he truly wants to get back into it. And you couldn't have a much bigger fan. I know you've got a lot of fans, but Riley's in that fan group either, if you remember meeting him a couple years ago.
Yes, yeah.
But he still wears his shirts. But to me, I love the game, right? I love coaching it. I love the practice and the development part of it. And again, after a year like now, if they make a call at the end of the game, we have a chance to beat Auburn at our place, and they're number one in the country. I mean, in 22 years, I've never been a part of a worse non-call. I'd have slept better knowing they called a blocking foul at the end of the game, where it really should have been a travel and then a charge. It's kind of like what Jamie Dixon's dealing with right now after the game the other day. I mean, call over and back, call something, but blow the whistle at the end of the game so it doesn't come down to it the way that it does. But there's always those moments that keep driving you competitively that you want to get back at it. So I really am pretty open on it. And that's the most important thing for me, is just to kind of take it unemotionally and really, really look at it in a good way. And there's things we're going to do different this time, again, even from the beginning when it comes to choosing a job. And I think those are really, really crucial.
Yeah, I mean, you answered the question, by the way, when you said you're going to a G League game tonight. That was that was it right there. That's how much you love ball. Right there.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely. And you learn from so many areas. I went to one last week. I mean, I learned a ton. And I love it. I mean, I love studying the game.
Yeah. So let's talk about this Sweet 16. You said you were watching, taking notes. What high level, which team do you think right now poses the most matchup problems for the rest of the field going through the Sweet 16, Elite Eight, Final Four?
For the rest of the field, I would say I'll go with Kansas, because I think they have so many guys that can beat you. And they can defend. I mean, they can really defend, and they can keep you off the foul line. I mean, they're not in this tournament. Being deep is not overly important because of the length of the timeouts, and guys that get used to playing a lot of minutes are pretty well conditioned to it at this point. So those long TV timeouts seem like an eternity for guys. And I think you can play a smaller amount of players and really not lose a lot. the problem in this tournament, and is what's going to come down to in so many ways, is a turnover battle and the free throw battle, right? I mean, if you're giving up an inordinate amount of points off turnovers, it's going to be a problem. And the trick is, if you've been low on turnovers during the year, can you stay in character during this? Well, it's the same thing. It's the same thing with the foul line. So like, there's teams right now that would really make me nervous in a really close game, last 2-3 minutes, where they've got to go put the game away at the foul line. And there's also some teams that are they going to impose their will enough to make sure like that their strength is getting to the foul line.
Yeah.
Right? Like Arkansas' strength is getting to the foul line. Well, Gonzaga doesn't put you on the foul line very much. But at the same time, if you put Gonzaga at the foul line, Timmy and Holmgren are very, very average free throw shooters. And like, are you going to force them to foul during the game? Because Timmy doesn't get called for many fouls, neither does Holmgren. But at the end of the game, okay, can you trust them to go and make the foul shot? So like, the closer you can keep it inside of these games, the better it's going to be. And I say that because I think Kansas has got some real spurt ability to where they can knock you out because they've got such quickness. They've got such speed. They don't have to rely on any one aspect of the game to beat you offensively. And defensively, they can really, really lock you down, especially from three.
That's a good answer, because I think they're kind of the forgotten, team right now, where it's a lot of Gonzaga, a lot of Duke, a lot of, UNC, UCLA, and Villanova back in the mix. But Kansas probably has the easiest draw remaining in terms of their region, and they have been playing great basketball.
Yeah, and Coach, which one of these coaches that's remaining right now would you expect to be the one that's most likely to come out there with something unusual, something creative offensively that we haven't seen yet? Like, which one of these coaches is always a guy that's like looking for a new wrinkle that would debut it in a time like this during the Sweet 16?
Oh, there's no question. It's Eric Musselman, and it's Eric Musselman versus the field. I mean, he's very unique. I mean, he's going to find different ways to guard you, and they don't panic. That's the thing about Arkansas. I mean, Note is not shooting the ball real well. I think in our league, in the SEC, there was only one game he wasn't in double figures, and it was when they got beat by Texas A&M in the SEC tournament. Well, they're not shooting it great, but at the same time, they're finding ways to win. They get fouled. I mean, he's going to find ways. He's not relying on the three. And if they were, they wouldn't win because they're not shooting the three nearly as well. Now, Stanley Umidi is the guy that I think is an X factor for them to shoot the ball. And I think what Eric's going to do is find ways to not only get him open on the break, but get him open in the half court. But not only what they can do offensively to get fouled, but what they can bring at you defensively to disrupt you. And I think that's where the background with his dad, all those years of being such an innovative coach, what he's done, whether it's the G League, the NBA, with Nevada, Arkansas, what he's done as an innovative coach is a big thing in this tournament because your nerves are so open for interpretation inside of this game. Like this whole thing comes down to mental toughness. And you start getting nervous and uptight and you miss shots. And all of a sudden you start seeing ghosts and your shoulders get tight and you start forcing the action or you start getting quiet or you lose your awareness on defense. And all of a sudden that's where the game is. And I think what Eric's done with this team, with the way that they played in the SEC, is they've overcome a lot of that. And I think they're going to have to against Gonzaga because you're going to have to go right at Gonzaga. They don't get called for a lot of fouls. I think Timmy's averaging like 2 fouls per 40 minutes. Like, I don't know how you do that, but like you got to go at them. Like you got to go at North Carolina because they don't commit a lot of fouls. So the teams that are innovative, creative, go after you, post it up, put you in pick and roll, lift your bigs out of the lane. Those are the things that are going to be separators in this tournament. Those are parts of the game within the game, I think.
And conversely, which one of the coaches would you trust the most in terms of in-game adjustments?
It's a good question. I think Bill Self is right there. No question about it. I think Mike Kay. I mean, being at that game the other day, it was one of the most intense atmospheres I've ever been at is somebody sitting in the stands. I mean, the tension in that building in the last 5, 6, 7 minutes was unbelievable. But he got that team settled in. And Michigan State played into it a little bit. It was 74-73. A.J. Hoggard drives it, gets it blocked. They come down, they give up a bucket. Now they're down one. Joey Hauser comes in and gets it blocked. Well, that's the game. And then Hoggard comes down on the other end, goes for a steal. All right, they get a back cut, they get a layup, it changes the whole game. Well, Mike made the adjustments inside of that game of really letting Roach get going and really get the ball reversed. And Paulo was such a good passer inside of that game. He created so much offense for them. And I think guys like that aren't reliant on one way to beat you. The teams that are overly reliant on three, like I like Villanova in this tournament, but like they really, really need to make threes. And really very few people have taken them away from them.
Yeah.
I like how you called him Mike K there. For a second, I was like, wait, are you talking about the radio host?
We'll go with Mike Krzyzewski.
You don't call him coach? Do you call other coaches coach?
Oh, I call him coach. Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, because and he's been great to me since this happened. I've had some guys that have just been fantastic, and he's been one of them. But no, when I first met him, I think I was like 20 years of age. So he was coach then, he's coach now. Guys deserve that. I'm not one of those guys that overly call people coach or coacher or, all that cliche stuff, but he deserves coach. There's no doubt about that.
You mentioned the threes. This is maybe a dumb question, but if you're a team, if you go into a game with your team and you're shooting very poorly from three in that game, do you tell your team to adjust and stop taking threes, or are you of the mindset of like, you just got to keep shooting, we'll knock a couple down? Because I always that's the tournament sometimes. Like you catch a team when they're hot and you're not, or vice versa, and it can be over.
Well, it's two things. First off, you don't want them taking challenge threes. And most of the good 3-point shooting teams, like Villanova is a great example, they really move the ball, right? Like they make the next pass. So like this tournament, and we saw this the other day, I thought Duke's length bothered Michigan State. And when Michigan State started to make some open jump shots, started to get out on the break, the game changed for them. But when they were trying to make plays at the rim, when they were trying to shoot pull-ups, it's amazing how the length changes the game. And again, small guards can sometimes be a problem in this. Like I didn't think Auburn had a ton of energy in the game the other day. Walker Kessler got in foul trouble and Bruce sat him down early. They took some bad shots, but small guards were a problem for Miami, and the fact that Miami could get whatever they wanted on the offensive end. But I don't think you stop your team from shooting it. I think you control the game more with trying to make sure you're getting something inside. When that thing gets to 5 team fouls, and this is one of the things that makes Mike Krzyzewski so good, when that thing gets to 5 team fouls in the half, I mean, they are going inside.
Yeah.
So like if your team doesn't have awareness, situational awareness of where the bonus is, or if you're not cognizant as a coach, when that thing gets to 3 and 4, how do we get to 5 and 6? When it gets to 5, how do we get to 7? When it gets to 7 and 8, how do we get to 10? So we get to 2 shots. Well, you're doing your team a disservice. And when you can get into the bonus, and I think this is something to really watch, when teams are in the bonus somewhere around the 12-minute mark, 11-minute mark, 10-minute mark, like you're not going to probably lose.
Right.
Unless you're a really, really poor free throw shooting team. So you want your team to play with freedom. You want it to get reversed. You want them to get driving kicks, make the next pass, but you better have a plan for how you're going to get fouled, whether it's on the drive or whether it's on the post up. And with that being said, that's why Purdue is such a dangerous team, because they score from 2, they score from 3. They offensive rebound. Zach Edey is the number 1 offensive rebound percentage guy in the country. Trayvon Williams is 15th. They get fouled. Those two and Ivy get fouled an amazing amount, so they can beat you at the foul line. And now they're going to foul. They're going to put you on the foul line too, but they're not reliant on just one way to beat you.
Right.
So when you have that and your team is used to doing that, it gives you a real advantage in this tournament, because no matter, you can bring in the Dalai Lama, you can bring back Phil Jackson, you can bring back, you name it, Dr. Phil. If you're struggling shooting the ball in this tournament, your mind is going to play tricks on you. And it just happens because the bigger the stage, the further in the tournament, the brighter the light, so to speak. And it just messes with your head. And you got to be a great psychologist on the bench with your team, but at the same time, know what's going to win the game for you.
Yeah, I think Purdue was in the double bonus at about the 10-minute mark in the second half. And so at that point, there was nothing that Texas could do, even when they went on like small little runs. They're still committing fouls, 85 feet from the basket, put them on the line for 2 shots.
No, you're right. And these teams that foul, like St. Peter's is a great story, but they foul, right? Like they foul a lot. And like in Kentucky goes 23 or 35 from the foul line the other day. If they make a couple more, that's not even a story. But what St. Peter's does is they play really, really hard. Now, Howard, I thought they did a good job, even though Oscar had 30. I thought they did a good job of backing off some of Kentucky's guards, like Xavier Wheeler. They just backed off and forced those guys to make plays. Well, you can't do that against Purdue, right? Like there's nobody on that lineup that you can really cheat off of. So what are you going to do? Are you going to zone? Where's your double going to come from? But the fact of the matter is St. Peter's fouls you. And I think that plays right into the hands of Purdue inside of this game. And again, because they can shoot the three at such a high level, it's an added bonus. The fact that they've got two guys that are impossible to guard inside and that Ivy can get to the rim on anybody right now in the college game, I think is a real benefit for them.
I need to know for my own purposes and entertainment watching this game coming up, is your brother-in-law, Coach Harbaugh, going to be at the Michigan-Villanova game?
You know what? Knowing him, I would. It's in Chicago, right?
Or no, that one's in Philly.
Philly, yeah.
Time he was in Philly.
It? I'm not sure where that one's. I don't know if that one's going to be in Philly. There's another one that's going to be in Philly.
I will tell you that game.
St. Peter's is playing in Philly.
That game is going to be in San Antonio. I apologize.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I think he's got practice. I have not talked to him this week. I talked to him last Friday. Knowing him, he probably will. I mean, and I wouldn't be surprised, especially with the support that Juwan has given him. I think a lot of it would depend on his practice, but knowing him, he probably will. I mean, he went to Miami to watch WWE at one point, or Vegas, or wherever Miami, I guess it was. I mean, he just jumps in a plane and he's gone. He's a sports nut, and I know he loves Michigan sports, so I would imagine he probably would.
How, just from a managing the team perspective, you obviously had a Final Four run with Marquette. In terms of going from the first weekend to the second, how hard is it to keep the kids focused? Because I'd imagine, you come back, the campus is buzzing, everyone wants to have a good time. Is it very difficult to keep everyone focused in these few days leading up to the next task at hand in the Sweet 16?
Absolutely. And the only thing harder is when you go from the Final 8 to the Final 4 that week. No, I'll never forget it. We won 2 games. We beat Holy Cross, and then we beat Missouri, and we go in the locker room, and I've got walk-ons doing interviews after the game, right? And I swear to God. And then you come back, and now they're not only doing interviews. I mean, they got 3 or 4 people around them. So especially if you don't have a setup, like if your SID media relations director doesn't have a real understanding of this, if they become fans in this, it's a problem. And I think it can be really, really distraction focused. I've said for a long time, the more you go up the ladder, the more people want answers from you, the more you better have questions, right? So your questions better be like, okay, when am I getting in the gym to make sure I'm getting my shots? When am I going to watch extra film? What's my routine? If you get off your routine, and you get in and you get caught up in so much of this. And remember, when back then, the social media wasn't even remotely an issue like it is now. So I think the teams that were leaving, like, I know if Michigan State would have won on Sunday, they were flying home and they were going to leave for San Francisco last night. Like the teams that get out of town early right now have a real advantage.
Yeah.
To get in, get situated, get in their film rooms, get their war room set up, so to speak. Social media is still there, but they're locked in. And the people that are spending all their time, like I always say, don't take a breath, right? Like, don't take a breath. You catch your breath, okay, real quick, but you don't sit there and take a breath, because now as soon as you do that, now you start resting and you start thinking about what you did versus focused on what you've got to go do. And then when it hits, all of a sudden, like, you cannot prepare your mind for that day, right? And for the Elite 8, no matter how hard you try, unless you've been there and know how to get yourself ready for it the best way possible going in. Because if you get off, and this is what happens, you could see it the other day in the games, when guys start getting out of character, when they start trying to make plays that they can't make, taking shots that they can't take, what they're telling you, they're not only telling you that they're not locked into you, they're thinking about their future. Mm-hmm. And I think every step of the way you go up here, you got to be fighting the next level, right? Like, the better you play, the better at your opportunity for the next level. The worst thing you can do is go prove to the next level something that you can't do. And you watch it. There'll be games on Thursday and Friday night. You would say, why is he taking that shot? Why is he doing that? Why did he commit that foul? Because they get distracted. They lose their sense of purpose on what they're there for.
Yeah.
When you were coaching Dwayne Wade, when you were making your run to the Final Four, what was his mentality like in between those weekends? Like over the course of the week that you guys came back and you're going to the Sweet 16, what was he like in practice just around the facility?
His was great. And that in turn made it be great for everybody else. Guys like Travis Dean or Steve Novak was a freshman at that point, and he was already a great worker. But when your best player is leading the way, and he had fun and he was great with his teammates, but there were no games, when he got to the gym. There were no, I don't remember ever having to get him back, to squared away. The only time that my team let down a little bit where the distractions hit, we're practicing before the Sweet 16 game against Pittsburgh. And I think we're practicing at St. Thomas. And I let people come into the practice and there's media waiting around and things like that. That was the only time, because our work at Marquette was good, but that was the only time that we got to the gym for the open practice that I really jumped them. I mean, I cleared the locker room other the coaches and I jumped them, because I think what happens, and you'll see this weekend, okay? Teams go, okay? They have in their mind how far they can go, right? And the only time that I got nervous about where my team was at that practice in Minnesota were like, okay, they've gone as far as they think they can go. They're happy with being here. And I think it happens to teams. It really does, because they don't expect to get where they're at, so they don't know how to deal with it. Well, we went out and everything kind of changed from that point on. We beat Pittsburgh. The next day we have a practice before Kentucky. They give you an hour and a half in the arena. Dwayne Wade took 3 charges inside of that practice. I mean, he took 3 charges inside of us scrimmaging, and we didn't scrimmage but for about 15 minutes. I had 2 guys go for a loose ball that knocked out 5 or 6 chairs near the end zone in the court side and knocked out one of those curtain partitions because we didn't call out of bounds. And that was like the best I felt. Like Kentucky had won 26 straight games. They were rolling, but the best I felt like, okay, we're not going to show up in this game and be cannon fodder for Kentucky. We're going to come to play. And I think you got to have those moments inside of your team. But if Dwayne doesn't do that and set the tone, I'm not sure we ever get to that point.
That's a great story, and that's a great lesson for this tournament. I had one last question for you, Coach. It's the Rhoback question. You go to rhoback.com right now, 20% off your first purchase, RHOBACK.com. Next time you're in New York, I think you're going to come up in a month or so. We got some Rhoback for you. You can come visit.
My daughter's moving there.
Yeah, RHOBACK.com. Use code TAKE for 20% off your first purchase. Yes, you better come by and say hello when you come up here to move her in. My last question, out of all the coaches in the tournament now, and you know a lot of these guys, who would be the most likely in your mind to do vampire bats before the big game to get everyone ready?
Wow. That's a good one. I'm not sure there's anybody that has that mentality. If I was going to have to pick somebody, I would say Kelvin Sampson, and he would bring the vampire bats and put him in a cage and make them fight in front of his team. Like, I think he would confine the space a little bit. I don't think he'd let them fly around, but I think he'd make them fight, tear each other up. I say that with all respect, because that guy's fearless. I mean, I love their team. I mean, if they can get fouled, they got a great chance. That game's going to come down to the offensive rebounding, because both teams offensive rebounded very well. Arizona's a tremendous passing team, but I mean, the team that gets fouled in that game is going to be a difference. But I would say probably Kelvin Sampson, but I would say Tommy Lloyd, maybe, even though I don't know him very well. He's got a creative genius going to him. He might pull something like that off.
Yeah, I like the Kelvin Sampson answer. I mean, Houston, they're just a mean team. Like, they're mean. They're just grown men, and they're just mean. And you love watching a team like that where you know what you're going to get out of them. And it's just a toughness that you don't see in every team.
No, exactly. They block shots. They get steals. They offensive rebound. Crazy. They don't shoot great from the foul line, which is a huge thing in this tournament. When you get into these arenas, and they only shoot 68% from the line, and they don't get fouled a lot. Like, I looked at it, they only score only 15% of their points in a normal game come off the foul line. Like, that's a big difference, in something like that for a team that plays as hard. So, I mean, they're going to have to find a way to make sure that they're getting fouled when you play a team like Arizona, because the last thing you want to do right now is get into a running game with Arizona with the way that they're playing. I mean, they can really, really turn it up in a hurry.
So my last question was going to be about Providence, because we've talked about Providence for the last month or so and about how their luck this year, everyone keeps saying their luck is going to run out. I'm kind of the mindset that sometimes if you have a track record of being consistently lucky, it means that you're doing all the stuff, the small things that will translate into you appearing lucky. And when you look at the Kin Pom rankings, you're going to be outside of that top 20, top 25.
Yep.
But you're still doing small stuff correctly. Do they do enough small stuff correctly to have a chance against Kansas?
Oh, I think they do, because they play hard. I mean, they really, really play hard. I think they got to get Watson going, and I think that's going to be huge. I think they play better when they're playing through him. But, I mean, they can shoot the ball. I mean, they've had games where they make 15 threes. You're going to have to shoot it against Kansas. And that's easier said than done because of the way Kansas defends the three. But they can play a lot of different ways. They can play you in the 50s. They can play you in the 80s. They've had that one really bad game like they had against Creighton in the tournament to go get it knocked out of your system. That year that we got beat, or the year that we went to the Final Four, we won the league in Conference USA. We go to the tournament and we lose to UAB in the first round. And Dwayne Wade had a triple-double, points, rebounds, turnovers, right? And so we come home, we get in the gym, I mean, we got our mind right. And I think when you have that late in the season, a close loss doesn't always do that. When you get smacked around a little bit like they did against Creighton, that wakes you up. That gets you locked in. And I think that team is playing with a real purpose. They've been playing like that all year, so they've been really, really consistent. Ed's a really good coach. I wouldn't put the Vampire Bats past him.
Yeah.
Not by any stretch. I don't know how many you find in Providence, Rhode Island, but he'll get them.
Yep.
But I think they're a good team. Them, as much as I like Kansas, that would not surprise me. I just think Kansas' speed in the matchup issues that they create, they're going to have to play great half-court defense, and that's easier said than done against Kansas.
Yeah, we love Ed Cooley. We love Providence. Unbelievable season they've had. Coach, this has been awesome. We appreciate it, and we're always rooting for you, and we hopefully we'll see you soon in person.
You will. No, I appreciate you guys a lot. I appreciate being able to do this, and it's great to see you.
Yeah, thanks so much.
Great to see you, Coach.
Thank you.
Tom Crean is brought to you by our friends over at BetterHelp. Relationships can take work. A lot of us will drop anything to go help someone that we care about. We'll go out of our way to treat other people well, but how often do we give ourselves the same treatment? Well, this month, BetterHelp Online Therapy wants to remind you to take care of your most important relationship. That's the one that you have with yourself. You can't help other people if you're not helping yourself first. Whether it's hitting the gym, making time for your haircut, or even trying therapy, you are your own greatest asset. So invest the time and effort into yourself like you do for other people. Therapy can be for everybody. I've gone to therapy when I experienced loss in my life before, and it's helpful to be able to talk out your feelings, share them with somebody else so you don't keep them bottled up. And if you want to be there for someone else, you have to be able to be there for yourself first. BetterHelp is online therapy, offers video, phone, and even live chat sessions with your therapist so you don't have to see anyone on camera if you don't want to. It's much more affordable than in-person therapy, and you can be matched with a therapist in under 48 hours. Give it a try. See why over 2 million people have used BetterHelp online therapy. This podcast is sponsored by BetterHelp. Our listeners get 10% off their first month at BetterHelp.com/PMT. That's BetterHelp.com/PMT.
Okay, let's wrap up with Guys on Chicks. Billy, by the way, do you have any future on Kansas?
Yes.
Okay, because I was going to say, I was just looking at Twitter, and on the Barstool Sportsbook, we have an exclusive Gonzaga or Kansas to win the title plus 150. That could be
that actually is a game changer.
That could be a game changer for the spreadsheet.
That's huge.
Okay, so when you go home tonight, take a look at that.
Factor that in.
That could be huge. Yeah, factor that into the numbers.
Billy's just going to be hitting up our sportsbook, asking them to put out like boosted specials.
Yeah.
Specifically to counterbalance his potential losses.
Okay. Guys on Chicks.
Quick little parental control. I don't know what this segment would be called, but I'm just interested in your comments. Kylie Jenner, Travis Scott, I'm sure you guys saw this news. Did you?
Yes.
They had their son.
Yes.
They named him Wolf, and then a month later they decided that they wanted to change his name.
I think you can change a kid's name up until a year and a half. What I do.
Yeah,
having two children myself, I know when my son realized his name. Also very funny because he learned my name recently, and so
Big cat?
no, he'll drop a Dan right in my face every now and then. It's very funny. But yeah, I think a year and a half is right around when you can change it. And it also has to be the first kid because you can't. If it's a second kid, like if I changed my daughter's name right now, my son would be what the fuck?
Right, because he's now learning her name.
Yeah, he knows her name, right?
So yeah, I kind of agree with that. If you name your kid something like Wolf, and it has to fit them. You don't want to name your kid Wolf. You want to meet a baby and then experience it for a little bit and determine if it's Wolf worthy.
Yeah,
it is the second kid.
It's the second kid, so they can't do it.
They got Stormy.
Yeah, they can't do it because then the other kid has definitely learned Wolf, and that's confusing as fuck. But I'm just going to take a shot in the dark. No judgment. I have a feeling that these kids probably won't have the most normal upbringing anyway.
That's probably correct.
Just a shot in the dark. The Kardashian clan, probably not like a typical childhood.
Uncle Skeet.
Probably named the kid after Wolf Blitzer. They're probably big CNN fans.
Yep, that's exactly it. Yeah, maybe they got to change it to Rex.
There you go. Yeah. Oh, Rex.
My fiance proposed this weekend at a meat ranch. Why did he think that was a romantic venue? I still said yes.
That's a dude's rock moment.
It's like
we're just gonna get a big steak after this.
What is a meat ranch specifically? Is it like a slaughterhouse?
I think ranch wouldn't be a meat ranch?
You could have non-meat ranch, like if you have alpaca farms.
But that could be meat.
But you don't eat them. You could. You use their wool for your own wool.
Yeah. I just think this is a dude's rock moment. And you said yes, so he's got the upper hand.
Yeah, well, what this means is he's anchoring you for the rest of your relationship, that his most romantic moments will be spent on things that matter to him.
Yeah. No, this is guys are really stupid and have a very big blind spot for like romance at times. Like, oh, I got you these flowers. Oh, these flowers are like clearly from the bodega down the street and you thought of it 2 seconds ago. Like that kind of shit. It's not our strong suit sometimes.
Yeah, but if the view's good, it might be justifiable.
That's true. I'd like to see the meat ranch. And how was the steak?
Right.
Let's find that out as well.
Technically, all ranches are meat ranches.
Yeah. That's a good point, Billy.
15 seconds.
No, it's a good point, Billy.
What about alpaca?
Oh, no, you can eat them.
That's more of like a farm. I think a ranch is technically beef cattle.
Okay,
yeah.
I messed up at work and don't know what to do. My boss and
Wait, when you're going to bonk me for this, but the phrase meat ranch would make sense as like a euphemism for cum.
Yeah, no, that is a bonk.
Well, yep, hold on.
Do you think of it like the salad dressing?
You are correct. That's
322.
Where your mind went to.
I'm going to start calling it meat ranch from now on.
PFT calls me. Wait, say it again?
PFT's brain is a 16-year-old.
I said that you guys could call their own cum meat ranch because it comes out of their meat.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks like ranch dressing.
In there.
Okay, updated.
Meat ranch. Noun, synonym for cum.
Oh, we got it.
My boss and I have a joke. My boss and I have a joke that he's my office dad, and it's a purely non-sexual thing. Today I sent an email calling him daddy instead of dad, and that has made things awkward.
Oh.
He showed another coworker in confidence to see if I was hitting on him. Now he thinks I'm into him, and our formerly fun and healthy office dynamic might be completely ruined. Should I just leave town?
Yes. This shit is so weird to me. Like, whenever people do, like, this is my office husband.
My work wife?
My work wife.
Yeah.
You're basically just saying, we haven't fucked yet, but we would.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing?
I have always been, like, very uncomfortable. I don't know if it happens a lot in real life as much as it does on television, but, like, going home to your family and being like, yeah, my work wife was telling me this.
It's your coworker.
Mm-hmm. If I was legally allowed to, I'd fuck her.
Yeah, daddy though. Yeah, you can't come back from that. That's like when you're in like first grade and you call the teacher mom by accident. It's like probably, I would say universally, if you polled everyone's most like their first memory of being completely embarrassed, it's that calling your teacher mom.
Sup boys? I have a question mostly for Bubba. I got hit by a car about 3.5 years ago, and it's basically my personality in the friend group now.
Yep.
Is there any escaping this, or will I always just be the friend that got hit by a car?
Cut your hair.
I was going to say get long hair.
Yeah.
That's what I did.
And then cut it.
Yeah, get tattoos.
Sleep
Just
a
be
lot.
be really bad at reading.
Yeah.
Just have other things to get made fun of.
Lie about being
essentially.
colorblind to everybody, so that they make fun of
being
you for that.
colorblind. I get colorblind way more than hit by a car.
Do
It
you
really
think
did.
that
It really
had
did change your brand quite
like,
a bit.
do you think the car was a bright color? Well, you wouldn't know, but did anyone tell you? Would you have seen it if you weren't colorblind?
It was a hit and run. I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah. Imagine
never
if
know.
it was like. Imagine if the driver was also colorblind.
That'd be
Colorblind
wild.
on colorblind crime.
Yeah.
Could've
When will they
me.
start policing their own communities,
Yeah,
Big Cat?
But they were like, "Who hit you?" Like some gray car.
It
It was like a fucking yellow Lambo.
You know, you could also hope that somebody else in your friend group gets hit by a bigger car. Then they become the car hit
Truck?
person. Yeah, just invite Tony Stewart to come hang out for a while.
Or Jim Boeheim.
Oh God.
What is the best way to get over someone without getting under someone else?
Wait, what? Oh,
Oh, I get it. Rebound.
But
you got to work
don't
on
wanna-
yourself.
they don't wanna
You got to work
rebound.
on yourself. You got to love. You got to learn how to love yourself before you can love someone else again.
Better help.
Yeah. No, I honestly like whenever someone uses those cliches. Like, really, the answer is like go out to a bar with your friends and get drunk and have fun. You'll
think
feel better.
I think the answer is always
Or for me, win a bet.
do anything to take your mind off of the old thing. And it's like the last thing, if you ever go through a breakup, the last thing that you want to do is like leave your bed or your couch. But that's also the thing that makes you feel the worst.
Yes.
So get out there. Actually, just go out there and find a hobby. Get
Yeah.
a brand new hobby. Just pretend to like something until you actually like it, because that's what most adult hobbies are.
Or win a bet. After Wisconsin lost, I won that TCU Arizona over, and I was like, this is awesome again.
all right, well this is gonna be a mean one for you then. Last one. Hi, Big Cat, PFT, Billy, and Hank. My family does a betting competition for the first weekend of March Madness where we each bet $25 however we want and see who can win the most money. My boyfriend helped me pick my bets, but I didn't realize he was just recommending all of these bets that Big Cat posted on Twitter.
Oh, no.
Long story short, I lost all my money, and
Wait.
now my family thinks he's an
Illegal.
idiot. How can he win their respect back?
Illegal. This is a fake question because I did not lose all my bets on Twitter. I went 7-4 the first day. This is a lie.
What about the second?
It sounds like there was
Second
like
day
one
wasn't
group
so
of bets
great,
that they followed,
but
and then
yeah.
they're extrapolating that.
There are a few accounts that like I'll see that will. It's always funny because I'm not a good gambler, but as anyone knows, it's gambling, so you get hot every now and then.
Mm-hmm.
I'll have people like create like fade Big Cat accounts, and they'll just only count my losses. They'll be like, "Oh, I wasn't fading that win streak that you went on.
Mm-hmm.
Like I missed those." So this guy, he's bullshit. You didn't lose all of it. Also, just take the alternate.
It's a girl.
Girl, take the alternate. And yeah, I suck at gambling. I'm very clear about that. I don't think I lie about that part.
I think
there's no pretending.
I think
that
you
I'm good.
you perfectly averagely suck at gambling though. Like everybody sucks at gambling.
Yeah, and I get hot. When I get hot, I'm happy, and I tell everyone I'm hot, and then I get cold, and it sucks, and I pretend I get hacked.
Yep. The only reason why I'm even still afloat, or I was even at 500, was because of the Balternate.
The Balternate.
And because of Jersey Jerry, who was just the hottest gambler in the world.
Make it permanent. I think Hank purposely put this question in here because he wants me to make Texas Tech my game of the year.
You should.
He's been
You've been
pushing
daring
me
him.
to do it.
Yo, you've been saying it, and I'm.
Why don't you make it your game of the year, Hank?
The refs.
If you feel so
Big
confident
Cat's
about
got
it.
PTSD.
No, I'm worried about
You're
the
in
refs.
denial and PTSD.
I said
combo.
it before the tournament. This is the game the refs will show up for Coach K. Excuse me, Mike K.
Yeah, Mike
All-time
K.
power move by
I
Tom
love that.
Crean. All right. It took us both a second. We're like,
Yeah.
who's Mike K?
Mike K is going to sneak into Tom Crean's house and strangle him.
I read an article that Coach K actually, it was an article about Coach K's son-in-laws, and he tried to make them all call him Coach.
Yeah, I think
So-
that's nice.
Not on a power trip.
6.
What were you going to say? No, go ahead.
41.
I was gonna say I don't remember if you said that on the show.
No,
or
I
off
did
the
not.
Show.
It was
okay.
off the show.
Okay.
The last 5 days.
I know. That's why.
22.
6.
25.
69.
But you will hear that story again. That is now part of my Coach K repertoire. 64. Original tournament.
Fourth time.
Fourth time, and we have who's now the GOAT? 59.
52 is
52.
in a league of
And
its
then
own.
47
59 times.
next, maybe, you
Yeah,
said?
47 7 times. Nobody ate.
I feel like some of these like on the road ones are like Mickey Mouse championships. It's
Kind
tough.
of. Yeah, they're just random number generators.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to see the code behind those. Love you guys.
Malik Willis did the same throw that Zach Wilson did, but just 10 yards farther. Just want to add that as a little note at the end. That throw.
All right, yeah,
was farther.
Note added. It was farther. I want Malik Willis. Give me Malik Willis.
Ranch,
I love Carson Wentz. Had 2 MVP votes in 2017. Give me Malik Willis.
Ranches don't necessarily have to be for meat.
Unless you're talking about the cum.
Love you guys.